morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's get it done, folks. We've got just a few minutes now before Donald Trump takes the stage. We need 155 likes. It's our world record before the stream gets to 0. 1 minute and 18 seconds to get to 156 likes. Tap the like button, smash the like button now. It will share it out to more people. You've got 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Donald Trump's about to take the stage. Is the market about to crash, pump or dump? 155 likes is our record. Tap the like button. We've got just 1 minute, just under 1 minute to go. "44 seconds to go. Our world record is 155 likes before the show started. We're on 86. We need 156 to beat it by 1. You've got 33 seconds. Everyone smash the like button. Donald Trump about to go live to the world. We're ranking number 1 today on Google and YouTube for Brad Garlinghouse in Davos on the homepage of YouTube. We achieve this by you sharing it out. Tap the like button. You have 15 seconds to go. 109. We need 156 for an all-time record. Let's go in 5 seconds from now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We're about to go live to Switzerland. Nice place. I've skied down Mount Pilatus. But we're now going to go over to Donald Trump live on our show, talking from Davos. And we did it. A new world record, 165 likes before the show started. Thank you very much. We're about to go to Donald Trump. I want to thank you all for sharing more than ever before on any other show. Today was a world record. In fact, if you type Brad Garlinghouse in Davos, we ranked number 1. Oh, hello. We got the super chats working again. Look at this. This has not been working for a while. Star guest on the stage.
Ed Robert Elliott tipped $5 through Super Chat. Let's make money together again.
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, Robert. Let me just make that slightly smaller. There we go, to fit it in there. Thank you. The super chats are now working. They're playing on the screen. We got Donald Trump live on the show. I want to thank everyone, the XRP investors. I don't say an XRP army. It's the Lucasades, the Discordians here, real investors, not clowns larking around in social media. And I want to thank you all for sharing everything this morning. We ranked number 1 on Google in the world on the homepage, Brad Garlinghouse in Davos. We were number 1 for our stream. Thank you to Sensei for doing a tremendous job. Right, we're now going over to here we go. This is coming in now. Donald Trump live. We have it here. We're going to bring you Donald Trump in a few seconds. This was earlier. We're going over. See, look, everyone's get back, get back. It's the president. You can't stand over there. I love it. All right, great stuff. So we're about to bring Donald Trump live onto the show. Here he is. This is the event here. This could shape the market today. The market could pump or dump. I've no idea. However, I've made enough money this year to beat the market again. So I'm all out of the market. I'm all in SGov, which is my treasury bills, ready to buy a good value asset. Oh, we got a new member, Chip Mang.
9292 has become a member.
Thank you very much indeed. This is absolutely fantastic. So let me show you what we're doing. Let me show you what we're doing right now. This is the, if I go to the S&P 500, which is how we measure ourselves. Year to date, it's down 1.4%. I told everybody we were going to get a crash. It's beginning. This is not the crash. That comes in a couple of days. Tomorrow night, we cover the Japan rate hike. That could be the beginning of the Japan yen carry trade unwind. Okay, so already we're down year to date 1.4. But am I down? Am I behind? Am I winning? Of course I'm winning. All the Lucasades are winning. That's year to date of the S&P 500. Where am I year to date? There you go. 4.2%. 500% better than the S&P 500. Why? I talk directly with Ripple, directly with Bank of America, directly with Robinhood, multiple CEOs. I'm always winning. 137 trades, 132 wins. The only time I lost, the 5 times I lost, was to show you not what to do, so you don't mess up. All right. So I'm all out. Last night I made $24,000 on Coca-Cola, then $4,000 on Coca-Cola. We had a great tip from the CEO of Coca-Cola about the protein and the Costa, about the Costco deal. Oh, we got another star guest on the stage. This is Yorkshire WF7. Let's thank our friend here on the show.
At Yorkshire WF7 tipped £1.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you very much indeed.
Up.
You can leave a comment and it will read it out. This is great. It will read it out for the world. Remember, we ranked #1 in the world for this stream, so please keep it nice. The whole world will see your comment forever. Okay, so we're all winning. I sold everything. I took all my profits. I'm now buying the S&P on the crash.
At Chip Gaming 9292 tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. Let's go now. I have the Discord and YouTube sub.
Fantastic. So before Donald Trump takes the stage, if you would like to know my trades before I make them, these are based upon direct sources, the information. I'm always winning, and I share it all with you in Discord and Electrum.
At Elite 589 tipped $5.89 through Super Chat. The helicopter is a decoy. Trump came in on a dog's leg.
I love it. Fantastic. If you want to know my trades before I make them, with the direction I think it's going to go, based upon facts, I'm always winning and I'm sharing it with you. Okay? I don't publicly put my shares anywhere because I don't want anyone front running me, because we do rank #1 in the world now for our trades and our positions and our stocks that we cover. So we don't put it on X and Instagram, and we don't talk about it on Reddit and lark about like that. What we do is we share it to a very small personal community, which I will shut down soon because I can't provide the service personal one-on-one for millions of people. I don't want to help millions of people. I want to help a family of people. So if you want to join us, you have 2 choices. You can join Discord. It's only a couple of bucks, so everyone can afford it. It never goes up in price, and it never will. There's no inflation. I make it this way because I don't need to make money from my programs. I make money investing. I make money investing, so I give it to all of you for near enough nothing. $2.99 a month. You can get one-on-one service with me, live video calls, and I'll help everybody, and I'll share all my trades with you. So that is at Discord. It's a limited supply. I can't do it for everybody. It's first come, first serve. When you get there, send me a friend request and I'll accept it. Let me read this.
At Lone Wolf 6489 tipped 25 Emirati dirhams through Super Chat.
Thank you.
Would you mind explaining how long it took for you to grow your investment account from starting $5,000 to the current $243K?
It's not $243K at all. It's $299,000. It took me 4 years. And I started off by losing $40,000 at the beginning when I learned how to do this. You have to lose to win. Okay? So if you want, it's first come, first serve. We provide a one-on-one service on Discord. There it is. When you go to Discord, this is what you will see. It's only $2.
I can't
Everybody else is charging. Oh, another new member.
Stephen Mariano 7428 has become a member.
We're waiting for Trump to take the stage. Everybody else charges $50, $100 and more for Discord, and they use AI and they don't share their real trades. I do, and it's a one-on-one personal service. It's $2 because I make money investing, so I give it to you to help you. Another message here, another star guest on the stage. Oh, don't be silly. Okay.
At Yojimbo 903 tipped $1.99
All right.
through Super Chat.
If
Martyn, you have a booger on.
Okay, if we're going to be silly, we'll end it for non-members, and don't abuse this service. We're trying to help people. If you're going to abuse it, we will turn off members. We'll go to members only. So don't do that. Right, when you go to Discord, Donald Trump is about to take the stage, so we're going to go. We'll come back to Discord and Electrum after Donald Trump. Stand by. Here we go. Let's welcome him to the stage. Are they playing any audio? They haven't got any audio coming through. Unbelievable. Their audio is turned off. Oh my God. Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense, folks. Let me, CNBC have got their flipping audio turned off. Oh dear, oh dear. What utter nonsense. Okay, I'll look for a better source, don't worry. The people that run these sound stages are idiots half the time. They pay themselves fortunes and they do a terrible job. It blows my mind. Anyway, Trump's not on stage yet. This is live. So they're just getting ready and making the balls of it.
Coming up, she says there will be less international travel for the cabinet.
Okay, so Donald Trump is not live on stage yet. CNBC are doing an absolute awful job of that. So I've got time before Donald Trump takes the stage. So if you want my trades, if you want to talk to me, if you want to talk directly to my team, okay, one-on-one service, this is what you do. Here is Discord. It's a couple of bucks, personal service, another new member. Thank you. What you do is you come to Discord. I've given you the link in the chat. Trump will be live in a moment when CNBC can sort their audio out. Can you believe it? Absolutely bloody. And some of these people, everyone's just greedy and selfish, and it's about being first, and no one cares about quality anymore. That's why we have a very personal service with the very opposite. Another new member. We'll be the first channel in the world, by the way, to be 1 billion. We will be, because we provide a personal, real service, making all these clowns look bloody stupid. All right, so here we go. When you come to the server, you can click join server for free and you see nothing. So don't bother. If you want to do that, it's fine, but you see nothing, and I just tell you, you can't join, you can't see anything. It tells you here, but no one ever reads it. If you want the personal service, it's $2.99 on a browser. You click purchase. Then you send me a friend request, and you must send me a friend request. If you don't, I can't speak to you, and I won't speak to you, and you will get scammed by someone pretending to be me. That always happens. We're waiting for Trump to take the stage. He's not ready yet, and CNBC don't know how to send out audio. The other option that you've got is you can become a YouTube member. Now, YouTube members, you get many, many perks on YouTube. All our CEO interviews, you get all our members-only live streams. I answer all your questions on YouTube. Plus, you get my trades in the community page on the post section of the channel. That's Electrum. So if you are a YouTuber, there is the YouTube link. It's $2 more than silver, and you get all the benefits of bronze and silver plus the extra Electrum benefits. Okay, how awful was that gentleman was on stage and there was no audio? Right, have we got Trump yet? They still can't sort the audio. Right, we're going to another feed. They can't provide the feed. We'll go here. Sky News.
Beyond the kind of 45-minute
here's
mark.
Donald Trump.
I'm now being told we're looking at pictures from the stage. Donald Trump has arrived on stage there. You can see him about to give his keynote speech, being greeted there by Borge Brende, the president of the
Please
World
tap the like
Economic
button,
Forum as well.
They might not have the microphone working. It wasn't working before.
And to the podium now. Let's just have a listen in.
Much, Larry. It's great
Good.
to be back in beautiful Davos, Switzerland, and to address so many respected business leaders, so many friends, few enemies, and all of the distinguished guests. It's a who's who, I will say that. I've come to this year's World Economic Forum with truly phenomenal news from America. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of my inauguration, and today, after 12 months back in the White House, our economy is booming, growth is exploding, productivity is surging, investment is soaring, incomes are rising, inflation has been defeated. Our previously open and dangerous
inflation is now going back up again in the UK. Be careful,
and
folks.
Virtually impenetrable.
It could
and
go up
the
in the
United
US
States
too.
is in the midst of the fastest and most dramatic economic turnaround in our country's history. Under the Biden administration, America was plagued by the nightmare of stagflation, meaning low growth, and high inflation, a recipe for misery, failure, and decline. But now, after just 1 year of my policies, we are witnessing the exact opposite. Virtually no inflation and extraordinarily high economic growth. Growth like I believe you'll see very shortly our country has never seen before, perhaps no country has ever seen before. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%, far greater than anybody other than myself and a few others had predicted. Since the election, the stock market has set 52 all-time high records. So that's in 1 year, 52 records, adding $9 trillion in value to retirement accounts, 401ks, and people's savings. People are doing very well. They're very happy with me. Since my inauguration, we've lifted more than 1.2 million people off of food stamps, and after 4 years in which Biden secured less than $1 trillion of new investment in our country. Think of that, 1 trillion, substantially less than that. In 4 years, we've secured commitments for a record-breaking $18 trillion, and we think when the final numbers come out, they'll be closer to $20 trillion of investment. That's never been done by any country at any time, not even close. Just over 1 year ago, under the radical left Democrats, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. In fact, the United States economy is on pace to grow at double the rate that was projected by the IMF just last April. And with my growth and tariff policies, it should be much higher. I really believe we can be much higher than that. And this is all great news, and it's great for all nations. The USA is the economic engine on the planet, and when America booms, the entire world booms. It's been the history. When it goes bad, it goes bad.
Please tap the like button. This will share it out to more people. Thank you.
And you follow us up, and we're at a point that I don't believe we've ever been. I never thought we could do it this quickly. My biggest surprise is I thought it would take more than a year, maybe like a year and 1 month. But it's happened very quickly. This afternoon, I want to discuss how we have achieved this economic miracle, how we intend to raise living standards for our citizens to levels never seen before, and perhaps how you too and the places where you come from can do much better by following what we're doing, because certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places. I don't want to insult anybody and say I don't recognize it. And that's not in a positive way. That's in a very negative way. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good, but it's not heading in the right direction. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. The consensus was that so-called dirty jobs and heavy industry should be sent elsewhere, that affordable energy should be replaced by the Green New Scam, and that countries could be propped up by importing new and entirely different populations from faraway lands. This was the path that Sleepy Joe Biden administration and many other Western governments very foolishly followed, turning their backs on everything that makes nations rich and powerful and strong. And there's so much potential in so many nations. The result was record budget and trade deficits and a growing sovereign deficit driven by the largest wave of mass migration in human history. We've never seen anything like it. Quite frankly, many parts of our world are being destroyed before our very eyes, and the leaders don't even understand what's happening. And the ones that do understand aren't doing anything about it. Virtually all of the so-called experts predicted my plans to end this failed model would trigger a global recession and runaway inflation. but we have proven them wrong. It's actually just the opposite. In 1 year, our agenda has produced a transformation like America has not seen in over 100 years. Instead of closing down energy plants, we're opening them up. Instead of building ineffective, money-losing windmills, we're taking them down and not approving any. Instead of empowering bureaucrats, we're firing them, and they're going out and getting jobs in the private sector for 2 and 3 times what they were making in government. So they started off hating me when we fired them, and now they love me. Instead of raising taxes on domestic producers, we're lowering them and raising tariffs on foreign nations to pay for the damage that they've caused. In 12 months, we have removed over 270,000 bureaucrats from the federal payrolls, the largest single-year reduction in government employment since the end of World War II. Nobody thought that was coming, but we had no choice. To make a country great, you can't have all federal jobs. We've cut federal spending by $100 billion and slashed the federal budget deficit by 27% in the single year. It's going to go down quite a bit more from that, driving inflation way down from the record highs of the Biden administration. Every month, they went up and up and up. I promised to cut 10 old regulations for every single new regulation, but instead I've cut, actually till this point, 129 regulations for every 1 new regulation approved. So every time they come in with a new regulation, we do at least 10, but so far it's averaging out to 129, if you can believe it. In July, we passed the largest tax cuts in American history, including no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. We also provided 100% expensing, that's the one they like, and bonus depreciation for all new equipment and capital investments to help companies expand and shift production to America. They are so in love with it. They build a plant, they're able to deduct it immediately, the whole thing, rather than waiting 38 to 41 years in the old days. This is a miracle taking place. Nobody thought it would ever be done by any country, but it's done by us. It was what made my first term the most successful 4-year term that we've ever had from a financial standpoint. And now we've upped it. This is a 10-year program, not a 1-year program. But you're allowed to deduct everything in 1 year. It used to be 38 to 41 years. With tariffs, we've radically reduced our ballooning trade deficit, which was the largest in world history. We were losing more than $1 trillion every single year, and it was just wasted. It was going to waste. But in 1 year, I slashed our monthly trade deficit by a staggering 77%, and all of this with no inflation, something everyone said could not be done. There were a couple of brilliant people that actually thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was doing the right thing. Now they all think I'm doing the right thing because they can't believe the numbers. American exports are now up by more than $150 billion. Domestic steel production is up by 300,000 tons a month, and it's doubling over the next 4 months. It's doubling and tripling, and we have steel plants being built all over the country. Nobody thought they'd see that. Factory construction is up by 41%, and that number is really going to skyrocket right now because that's during a process that they're putting in to get their approvals, and we've given very, very quick, fast approvals. In the process, we've made historic trade deals with partners covering 40% of all U.S. trade. Some of the greatest companies and countries in the world. We have countries as our partner, too. The European nations, Japan, South Korea. They're our partners. They've gone into massive deals with us, especially on oil and gas. And these agreements raise growth and cause stock markets to boom, not only in the U.S., but virtually every country that came to make a deal because, as you've learned, when the United States goes up, you follow. It's really become a staple. In America, I've stopped the nation-wrecking energy policies that drive up prices while sending jobs and factories to the world's worst polluters. They are indeed polluters. Under sleepy Joe Biden, new domestic oil and gas leases fell by 95%. Think of that. And they wonder, why was gasoline going up so fast? The gasoline actually topped $5 a gallon, in some places $7 a gallon, and more than 100 major power plants were violently shut down by incompetent people that had no idea what the hell they were doing. Under my leadership, U.S. natural gas production is at an all-time high by far. U.S. oil production is up by 730,000 barrels a day, and last week we picked up 50 million barrels from Venezuela alone. Venezuela has been an amazing place for so many years, but then they went bad with their policies. 20 years ago, it was a great country, and now it's got problems, but we're helping them. And those 50 million barrels, we're going to be splitting up with them, and they'll be making more money than they've made in a long time. Venezuela is going to do fantastically well. We appreciate all of the cooperation we've been giving. We've been giving great cooperation. Once the attack ended, and they said, let's make a deal. More people should do that. But Venezuela is going to make more money in the next 6 months than they've made in the last 20 years. Every major oil company is coming in with us. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing to see. The leadership of the country has been very good. They've been very, very smart. The price of gasoline is now below $2.50 a gallon in many states, $2.30 a gallon in most states, and will soon be averaging less than $2 a gallon. In many places, it's already down even lower, $1.95 a gallon. Numerous states are at $1.99, numbers that nobody has heard for years. Actually, since my last administration, we got it down to around those numbers. I've signed an order directing and approval of many new nuclear reactors. We're going heavy into nuclear. I was not a big fan because I didn't like the risk, the danger. But they have the progress they've made with nuclear is unbelievable, and the safety progress they've made is incredible. We're very much into the world of nuclear energy, and we can have it now at good prices and very, very safe. And we're leading the world in AI by a lot. We're leading China by a lot. I think President Xi respects what we've done, in part because I've allowed these big companies building these massive buildings to build their own electric capacity. They're building their own power plants, which when added up is more than any country anywhere in the world is doing. I read recently an article in the Wall Street Journal that China's creating so much energy, and they are. I got to hand it to them. But we're creating as much or more, and we're letting them do that. I'm very proud of it. It was my idea. I said, you can't create this much energy. We needed more than double the energy currently in the country just to take care of the AI plants. And I said, we can't do that. We have an old grid system. And I came up with the idea, you people are brilliant. You have a lot of money. Let's see what you can do. You can build your own electric generating plants. And they looked at me. They didn't believe me. All of the names that are, I think, in the room right now, if you want to know the truth, they didn't believe it. And I said, no, you can't. They came back 2 weeks and they didn't have the plant. They said, we thought you were kidding. I said, no, not only am I not kidding, you're going to have your approvals within 2 weeks. I always say nuclear will take 3 weeks. But most aren't going that. They're going oil and gas. They're even going coal in some cases. Because of my landslide election victory, the United States avoided the catastrophic energy collapse which befell every European nation that pursued the Green New Scam, perhaps the greatest hoax in history. The Green New Scam, windmills all over the place, destroy your land. Every time that goes around, you lose $1,000. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money. Here in Europe, we've seen the fate that the radical left tried to impose on America. They tried very hard. Germany now generates 22% less electricity than it did in 2017. And it's not the current chancellor's fault. He's solving the problem. He's going to do a great job. But what they did before he got there, I guess that's why he got there. And electricity prices are 64% higher. The United Kingdom produces just 1/3 of the total energy from all sources that it did in 1999. Think of that, 1/3. And they're sitting on top of the North Sea, one of the greatest reserves anywhere in the world, but they don't use it. And that's one reason why their energy has reached catastrophically low levels with equally high prices. High prices, very low levels. Think of that, 1/3. And you're sitting on top of the North Sea. And they like to say, well, you know, that's depleted. It's not depleted. It's got 500 years. They haven't even found the oil. The North Sea is incredible. They don't let anybody drill. Environmentally, they don't let them drill. They make it impossible for the oil companies to go. They take 92% of the revenues. So the oil companies say, we can't do it. They came to see me. Is there anything you can do? I want Europe to do great. I want UK to do great. Sitting on one of the greatest energy sources in the world, and they don't use it. In fact, their electricity prices have soared 139%. There are windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers. One thing I've noticed is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. China makes almost all of the windmills, and yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever think of that? It's a good way of looking at it. They're smart. China's very smart. They make them, they sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people that buy them, but they don't use them themselves. They put up a couple of big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people what they could look like. They don't spin. They don't do anything. They use a thing called coal, mostly. But China goes with the coal. They go with oil and gas. They're starting to look at nuclear a little bit. And they're doing just fine. They make a fortune selling the windmills, though. And
there are many
really,
wind
that's
farms
one
in
that
China.
they wouldn't be
I've been to
surprised if it
China.
stopped. They're
all over
shocked
China.
that it continues
I have
to
no
go.
idea what he just said there.
Very friendly with
there
me.
There are wind
They're
farms
shocked
all
that
over
people
China.
continue to buy those damn things. They killed the birds. They ruin your landscapes. Other than that, I think they're fabulous, by the way.
I have no idea why you said
Stupid people
that.
buy them. The consequences of such destructive policies have been stark, including lower economic growth, lower standards of living, lower birth rates, more socially disruptive migration, more vulnerability to hostile foreign adversaries, and much, much smaller militaries. The United States cares greatly about the people of Europe. We really do. I mean, look, I am derived from Europe. Scotland and Germany, 100% Scotland, my mother, 100% German, my father. And we believe deeply in the bonds we share with Europe as a civilization. I want to see it do great. That's why issues like energy, trade, immigration, and economic growth must be central concerns to anyone who wants to see a strong and united West. Because Europe and those countries have to do their thing. They have to get out of the culture that they've created over the last 10 years. It's horrible what they're doing to themselves. They're destroying themselves. These beautiful, beautiful places. We want strong allies, not seriously weakened ones. We want Europe to be strong. Ultimately, these are matters of national security, and perhaps no current issue makes the situation more clear than what's currently going on with Greenland. Would you like me to say a few words of Greenland?
Oh my gosh, here we go.
I was going to leave it out of the speech, but I think I would have been reviewed very negatively. I have tremendous respect for both the people of Greenland and the people of Denmark, tremendous respect. But every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. We're a great power, much greater than people even understand. I think they found that out 2 weeks ago in Venezuela. We saw this in World War II when Denmark fell to Germany after just 6 hours of fighting and was totally unable to defend either itself or Greenland. So the United States was then compelled, we did it, we felt an obligation to do it, to send our own forces to hold the Greenland territory. And hold it we did, at great cost and expense. They didn't have a chance of getting on it, and they tried. Denmark knows that. We literally set up bases on Greenland for Denmark. We fought for Denmark. We weren't fighting for anyone else. We were fighting to save it for Denmark. Big, beautiful piece of ice. It's hard to call it land. It's a big piece of ice. But we saved Greenland and successfully prevented our enemies from gaining a foothold in our hemisphere. So we did it for ourselves also. And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now, you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps. After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? So now our country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about. 2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got them in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. No anti-aircraft missiles went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, what the hell is going on? Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess. Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory. It's sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. That's exactly where it is, right smack in the middle. Wasn't important nearly when we gave it back. You know, when we gave it back, it wasn't the same as it is now. It's not important for any other reason, you know. Everyone talks about the minerals. There's so many places. There's no rare earth. No such thing as rare earth. There's rare processing, but there's so much rare earth. And
I want to be clear, USA never
through
gave Denmark back.
Hundreds of feet of ice.
It never owned Denmark.
That's not the reason we need it. We need it for
fighting a war with
strategic national security and international security. This enormous unsecured island is actually part of North America on the northern frontier of the Western Hemisphere. That's our territory. It is therefore a core national security interest of the United States of America. And in fact, it's been our policy for hundreds of years to prevent outside threats from entering our hemisphere. And we've done it very successfully. We've never been stronger than we are now. That's why American presidents have sought to purchase Greenland for nearly 2 centuries. You know, for 2 centuries, they've been trying to do it. They should have kept it after World War II, but they had a different president. That's all right. People think differently. Much more necessary now than it was at that time, however. In 2019, Denmark said that they would spend over $200 million to strengthen Greenland's defenses. But as you know, they spent less than 1% of that amount. 1%. There's no sign of Denmark there. And I say that with great respect for Denmark, whose people I love, whose leaders are very good. It's the United States alone that can protect this giant mass of land, this giant piece of ice, develop it and improve it and make it so that it's good for Europe.
If you want to comment, share your comment on the screen, do a super
and that's
chat.
the reason I'm seeking
I will
immediate
mute it, but it will
negotiations
show on the
to once
screen.
again
If you want
discuss
to
the
comment
acquisition
to
of
anything you
Greenland
are
by the
seeing,
United
a super
States.
chat with a comment,
Just
it
as
will
we
play
have
on the
acquired
screen for
many
you.
other territories throughout our history.
Please
as
be
many of the
polite.
European nations have. They've acquired. There's nothing wrong with it.
The S&P is
Many of
bouncing.
them, some went in reverse, actually, if you look. Some had great, vast wealth, great, vast lands all over the world. They went in reverse. They're stuck back where they started. That happens too. But some grow. But this would not be a threat to NATO. This would greatly enhance the security of the entire alliance, the NATO alliance. The United States is treated very unfairly by NATO. I want to tell you that. When you think about it, nobody can dispute it. We give so much and we get so little in return. And I've been a critic of NATO for many years. And yet I've done more to help NATO than any other president by far, than any other person. You wouldn't have NATO if I didn't get involved in my first term. The war with Ukraine is an example. We are thousands of miles away, separated by a giant ocean. It's a war that should have never started, and it wouldn't have started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did. It's probably breaking news, but it should be. It was a rigged election. You can't have rigged elections. You need strong borders, strong elections, and ideally a good press. I always say it. Strong borders, strong elections, free, fair elections, and a fair media. The media is terrible. It's very crooked. It's very biased, terrible. But someday it'll straighten out because it's losing all credibility. Think of it. When I went in a landslide, a giant landslide, won all 7 swing states, won the popular vote, won everything, and they only get negative press. That means that it has no credibility. And if they're going to get credibility, they're going to have to be fair. So you need a fair press. But you also need those other elements. And I inherited a terrible, terrible situation. If you look, the border was open. The inflation was raging. Everything was bad with the United States when I came into office. But I also inherited a mess with Ukraine and Russia, something that would have never happened. And I know Putin very well. He and I would discuss Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye, but he wasn't going to do anything. I said, Vladimir, you're not doing it. He would never have done it. It was terrible what happened. I could see it happening, too. After I left, I could see it happening. Biden had given Ukraine and NATO $350 billion, a staggering sum, $350 billion. I came in, and just like the southern border, just like inflation, just like our economy, I said, wow, this place is in trouble, meaning our country. All of these things were out of control. But the border was out of control. We fixed it with the strongest border anywhere in the world. And I've now been working on this war for 1 year, during which time I settled 8 other wars. India, Pakistan. I settled other wars that were Vladimir Putin called me, Armenia, Azerbaijan. He said, I can't believe you settled that one. They were going on for 35 years. I settled it in 1 day.
Live phoning at the end.
President
you can all
Putin
take
called
part.
me.
You can be on the show.
He said,
have your
you
say.
know,
Anyone
I
is
can't
free
believe I
to
worked
speak.
on that war for 10
share
years
their
trying to
views.
settle it.
No
I couldn't
one
do it. I said, do me a favor.
is left
Focus on
behind here
settling
today.
your war. Don't worry about that one. What does the United States get out of all of this work, all of this money, other than death, destruction, and massive amounts of cash going to people who don't appreciate what we do? They don't appreciate what we do. Talking about NATO, I'm talking about Europe. They have to work on Ukraine. We don't. The United States is very far away. We have a big, beautiful ocean separating us. We have nothing to do with it. Until I came along, NATO was only supposed to pay 2% of GDP, but they weren't paying. Most of the countries weren't paying anything. The United States was paying for virtually 100% of NATO. And I got that stopped. I said, that's not fair. But then more importantly, I got NATO to pay 5%, and now they were paying, and now they are paying. So something nobody said was possible. They said, we will never go up higher than 2%. But they went to 5%, and now they're paying the 5%. They didn't pay the 2%, and now they're paying
Thank you,
the 5%.
all Lucasades.
And they're stronger for it, and they have an excellent, by the way, Secretary General, who's possibly in the room. Mark, are you here? Yes, he's here. Hello, Mark. We never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now after I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so today. We have a budget of $1.5 trillion. We're bringing back battleships. The battleship is 100 times more powerful than the great battleships you saw in World War II, those great, big, gorgeous ships, the Missouri, the Iowa, the Alabama. Because I thought maybe we could take them out of mothballs. They said, no, sir, these ships are 100, think of that, 100 times more powerful than those big, magnificent pieces of art that you saw so many times ago that you still see on television. You say, wow, what a force. 100 times, each ship 100 times more powerful than the big battleships of the past. So that was the end of the mothball story. So what we have gotten out of NATO is nothing except to protect Europe from the Soviet Union and now Russia. I mean, we've helped them for so many years. We've never gotten anything, except we pay for NATO. And we paid for many years until I came along. We paid for, in my opinion, 100% of NATO because they weren't paying their bills. And all we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease. Number one, legally it's not defensible that way, totally. And number two, psychologically, who the hell wants to defend a license agreement or a lease, which is a large piece of ice in the middle of the ocean where if there is a war, much of the action will take place on that piece of ice. Think of it. Those missiles would be flying right over the center of that piece of ice. All we want from Denmark for national and international security and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements. What we did for Israel was amazing, but that's nothing compared to what we have planned for the United States, Canada, and the rest of the world. We are going to build a dome like no other. We did it for Israel. And by the way, I told Bibi, stop taking credit for the dome. That's our technology. That's our stuff. But they had a lot of courage, and they were good fighters, and they did a good job, and we wiped out the Iran nuclear threat like nobody can believe. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. That, Venezuela, taking down Soleimani, wiping out al-Baghdadi when he tried to reinstitute ISIS. We did a lot. I did a lot of big things. all perfectly executed. Everyone was perfectly executed. Somebody told me that, a military expert told me, sir, everything you've done has been perfectly executed. I said, I know. So other presidents have spent, whether foolishly or not, trillions and trillions of dollars on NATO and gotten absolutely nothing in return. We've never asked for anything.
Please tap the like
So it's a
button. It
one-way
shares it
street.
out. If you'd like a comment
Now
on
they
the
want us to
screen,
help them
you can
with
do a super
Ukraine.
chat. It'll
And
show
let
it
me
on the
say, we're
screen.
going to. I'm really helping, not
Thank
even
you.
them. I want to see, last week, if you saw, it was 10,000 soldiers, but last month it was 31,000 soldiers died. 31,000. That's this room times, the number of people in this room times 30. Think of it. 30,000 soldiers died in 1 month. The month before it was 27,000. The month before that it was 28,000. The month before that it was 25,000. It's a bloodbath over there. And that's what I want to stop. It doesn't help the United States, but these are souls. These are young people. Look like you, look like some of you right in the front row. They go to war. Their parents are so proud. Oh, there he goes, comes back. 2 weeks later, they get a call. Your son's head's been blown off. I want to stop it. It's a horrible war. It's the worst since World War II.
Markets are rallying at the moment.
They keep going. They'll exceed World War II. The numbers are staggering, how many people they've lost. They don't want to talk about it. Ukraine and Russia lost just tremendous amounts. And I'm dealing with President Putin. And
Market
he
likes
wants
this.
to make a deal, I believe. I'm dealing with President Zelensky, and I think he wants to make a deal. I'm meeting him today. He might be in the audience right now. But they got to get that war stopped.
All-time high, $300,000.
Because too many people are dying.
From 5,000
needlessly
live on
dying.
the show.
Too many souls are being lost.
There it
It's the
is.
only reason
We've done
I'm
it.
interested in doing it. But in doing it, I'm helping Europe. I'm helping
What a day.
NATO. And I've until the last few days, when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time. Very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being. But now what I'm asking for is
All from
a
$5,000.
piece of ice, cold and poorly located, that can play a vital role in world peace and world protection. It's a very small ask compared to what we have given them for many, many decades. But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. If we gave them the call, gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know them all very well. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money. But that dip is peanuts compared to what it's gone up. And we have an unbelievable future in that stock. That stock market is going to be doubled. We're going to hit 50,000, and that stock market's going to double in a relatively short period of time because of everything that's happening.
Holy moly.
But this is a good example. After giving NATO and European nations trillions and trillions of dollars in defense,
Market likes
they buy
that.
our weapons. We make the greatest weapons in the world, but now we're going to make them faster, much faster. You saw that. I put a cap on the salaries, and I put no buybacks, no stock buybacks, no various other things that they were doing. I mean, they were making $50 million, but it would take them 3 years to give you a Patriot missile. I said, that's not good. My chauffeur can do a better job than that, and he makes slightly less than 50. They make big salaries. If they're going to make those big salaries, they're going to have to produce a lot faster. The good news is we have the greatest equipment in the world. Now we're going to start making it a lot faster. They're going to build additional plants. And all of the money that goes into stock buybacks is going to go into building plants. We're not allowing stock buybacks by defense companies any longer. They're going to build new plants to make Tomahawks, Patriots. We have the best equipment, F-35s. F-47, the new one just coming out. They say it's the most devastating plane, fighter jet ever. Who knows? They called it 47. If I don't like it, I'm going to take the 47 off it. I wonder why they called it 47. We'll have to think about that. But if I don't like it, I'm going to take that 47 off. But it's supposed to be the stage 6. It's supposed to be the first stage 6 plane, undetectable, like our B-2 bombers were undetectable. They flew right over Iran. They were undetectable. And they did their job, and they got the hell out of there. So we want a piece of ice for world protection, and they won't give it. We've never asked for anything else, and we could have kept that piece of land, and we didn't. So they have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember. A strong and secure America means a strong NATO, and that's one reason why I'm working every day to ensure our military is very powerful, our borders are very strong, and above all, our economy is strong because national security requires economic security and economic prosperity, and we have the greatest that we've ever had. Biden and his allies destroyed our economy and gave us perhaps the worst inflation in American history. They say 48 years, I say forever, but I think 48 years is the equivalent to forever. Whether it's 48 years or ever, it's terrible, costing the typical family $33,000. What they did to this country should never, ever be forgotten. It's early, but he has to be rated as the worst president we've ever had by far. The auto pen did much of the damage. The auto pen, he was the auto pen president, because I don't believe a sane president would have ever signed the kind of things that he signed. But now grocery prices, energy prices, airfares, mortgage rates, rent, and car payments are all coming down, and they're coming down fast. We inherited a mess, but we've done a hell of a job in 12 months. Under my most favored nation policy for drug prices, the cost of prescription drugs is coming down by up to 90%, depending on the way you calculate. You could also say 5, 6, 7, 800%. There are two ways of figuring that. But we have a favored nations policy that every president wanted, no president was able to get. I got it, and other nations approved it. And I had to use tariffs in order to get it because they said, no way. In other words, a pill that costs 10% in London costs $130. Think it costs $10 in London, costs $130 in New York or in Los Angeles. And I'd say, boy, that's bad. Friends of mine would say, you know, we go to London, you can buy this stuff for nothing. We go all over the world, we can buy it for nothing. Because basically America was subsidizing every nation in the world because presidents allowed them to get away with it. It became very tough. So when I called up Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened? But I watched him sort of be tough. But he was at $10 for a pill. And I said, Emmanuel, and I have all the big pharmaceutical companies are in total agreement. It wasn't easy, by the way. They're tough, smart. They've been getting away with the scam for a long time. But they gave it up. But they said, you'll never get the countries to approve it. I said, why is that? Because they won't. They always said, we're not paying any more. Get the rest for the United States. So over the years, they stayed the same. We just went up, up, up.
Market is 5 minutes
13,
from the
14,
open.
15 times more.
At the end, you can all call in, be live on the show, all have your say.
No, they'll approve it 100%.
Lots
So
coming
you'll
up,
never get
stand
them to
by.
approve it.
Everyone
I
gets a
guarantee you.
voice,
But I actually
no one
started
left
with
behind.
Emmanuel, who probably is in the room too. And I like him. I actually like him. Hard to believe, isn't it? And I said, Emmanuel, you're going to have to lift the price of that pill to $20, maybe $30. Think of that. That means it's a doubling of prescription drugs. Might be a tripling, might be a quadrupling. It's not easy. No, 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 Donald, I will not do that. I said, yes, you will, 100%. He said, no, no, no. You're asking me to double. I said, Emmanuel, you've been taking advantage of the United States for 30 years with prescription drugs. You really should do it, and you will do it. I have no doubt. In fact, I am 100% sure you're going to. No, 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 I will not do it. Because he has to, in all fairness to him, he has to double or triple. Because the world being a bigger place than the United States, it's not that you meet in the middle. You just have to go up some, and we come down a lot. They go up a little, we come down a lot. So we're at $130, they're at 10. So they may have to go to 20 or 30. No more than that. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to be doubling or tripling? No, no, no. I said, here's the story, Emmanuel. The answer is you're going to do it, you're going to do it fast. And if you don't, I'm putting a 25% tariff on everything that you sell into the United States and a 100% tariff on your wines and champagnes. And that's about 10 times more than what I'm requesting. And you're going to do it. I don't want to go public with it, but you may make me do that. No, no, Donald, I will do it. I will do it. It took me, on average, 3 minutes a country, saying the same thing. You will do it. They all said, no, 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 I will not do it. You're asking me to double the cost of prescription. I said, that's right, because
This
you've
is
been
fantastic
screwing
TV.
us
Are you all enjoying
for
this?
30 years. And they said, we will not do it. I said, that's all right. On Monday morning, we're putting a 25, 30, 50. I gave different numbers for
88 has become a member.
different
11-month
countries.
member will be a 1-year
This is
member
also
too.
national
Party
security
face
we're talking
emoji.
about. Not fair. We're not going to subsidize the whole world. And every one of those countries have agreed to do it. So one of the biggest things that I've done is the fact that we have now most favored nation. We will pay whatever the lowest price is in the entire world. So our drug prices are going to be coming down by staggering 90%. Again, you could say 1,000%, 2,000%. Depends on the way you want to figure it. But we'll go with the way the fake news likes it better because it sounds, can you imagine a 90% reduction sounds much worse. But drug prices are going to be coming down tremendously in all the nations, and I appreciate them doing it, but they did it, in all fairness, without tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to get it done. After declining $3,000 under Biden, real incomes are up in the United States by $2,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 and more. Home ownership has always been a symbol of health and vigor of American society, but that goal fell out of reach for millions and millions of people in the Biden era because interest rates went up so high.
2 minutes before the bell goes.
Today I'm
Stand
taking
by
action
for the
to bring
live phone
back
in.
this bedrock of the American dream.
And a very special moment.
In recent years, Wall Street giants and institutional investment firms, many of you are here, many of you are good friends of mine, many of you are supporters. Sorry to do this to you, I'm so sorry. But you've driven up housing prices by purchasing hundreds of thousands of single-family homes, and it's been a great investment for them. Often as much as 10% of houses on the market. You know, the crazy thing is a person can't get depreciation on a house, but when a corporation buys it, they get depreciation. Okay, that's something we're going to have to think about too. I don't know if too many people think about that. You buy a corporation, they buy 500 houses, they buy hundreds of thousands, they buy 500 houses, they can take depreciation. A person sweats and works and buys one house, they can't. But homes are built for people, not for corporations, and America will not become a nation of renters. We're not going to do that. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. It's just not fair to the public. They're not able to buy a house. And I'm calling on Congress to pass that ban into permanent law, and I think they will. One of the biggest barriers to saving for a down payment has been surging credit card debt. The profit margin for credit card companies now exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge Americans interest rates of 28%, 30%, 31%, 32%. Whatever happened to usury? So to help our citizens recover from the Biden disaster, all caused by this horrible president, just horrible president, I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. And this will help millions of Americans save for a home. They have no idea they're paying 28%. They go out there a little late in their payment and they end up losing their house. It's terrible. To unleash innovation in savings and financing, I'm also working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year I signed the landmark Genius Act into law. Now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom. And I did it for two reasons. Number one, I thought it was politically good, and it was. I got tremendous political support. But more importantly, China wanted that market too. It's just like they want the AI. And we've got that market, I think, pretty well locked up. If I didn't do it, Biden was totally against it until before the election, when they realized that, there were millions of people voting against him over crypto. And all of a sudden, they loved it very much, but it was too late. They blew it. But it is politically popular, but it's much more importantly, we have to make it so that China doesn't get the hold of it. And once they have that hold, we're not going to be able to get it back. So I'm honored to have done it. Finally, I've instructed government-backed institutions to purchase up to $200 billion in mortgage bonds to bring down interest rates. And I'll be announcing a new Fed chairman in the not-too-distant future. I think he'll do a very good job. See, I gave away some of it. He did give that away. So we have something, got something, but somebody that's very respected. They're all respected. They're all great. Everyone that I interviewed is great. Everyone could do, I think, a fantastic job. Problem is they change once they get the job. They do. They're saying everything I want to hear, and then they get the job. They're locked in for 6 years. They get the job, and all of a sudden, let's raise rates a little bit. I call them, sir, we'd rather not talk about this. It's amazing how people change once they have the job, but it's too bad.
Don't chase the market.
But they got to do what they think is right.
I'll give you all the trades in a minute, what I'm doing
right now.
These are my trades. I always win.
He's always too late.
I've got direct links to the press room, White House contact.
With interest rates,
Robinhood, Ripple,
before the election, he was just fine for the other side.
I'll bring you the trades that I'm doing. Don't chase the market. You will lose if you do.
Great, and we hope he does the right job. Last week, the average 30-year mortgage rate dropped below 6% for the first time in many years.
300,000 in 4 years.
Another major factor in driving up housing costs was the mass invasion of our borders. And I have to say one thing about housing, because nobody ever says this. I am very protective of people that already own a house, of which we have millions and millions and millions. And because we have had such a good run, the house values have gone up tremendously. And these people have become wealthy. They weren't wealthy. They become wealthy because of their house. And every time you make it more and more and more affordable for somebody to buy a house cheaply, you're actually hurting the value of those houses, obviously, because the one thing works in tandem with the other. And I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the value of people that own a house, who for the first time in their lives are walking around the streets
all the idiots
whatever city they're in, very proud
you
that
sell
their house is
hold.
worth $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. Now, if I want to really crush the housing market, I could do that so fast and people could buy houses, but you would destroy a lot of people that already have houses. In some cases, they've mortgaged their house, and the mortgage would be very low, and all of a sudden the mortgage without any changes becomes very high, and they end up losing the house. I'm not going to hurt, and I speak with Scott, who's doing a fantastic job, and Howard, who's doing a fantastic job, and all of my people. And I always say, look, I can crush the hell out of the market. We can drop interest rates to a level, and that's one thing we do want to do. That's natural. That's good for everybody. The dropping of the interest rates, we should be paying a much lower interest rate than we are. We should be paying the lowest interest rate of any country in the world, because without the United States, you don't have a country. I mean, I had a case with Switzerland. We happened to be in Switzerland. Maybe I'll give you a quick story. But they were paying nothing. They make beautiful watches, great watches, Rolex, all of them. They were paying nothing to the United States when they sent their product in. And we had a $41 billion deficit. $41 billion with this beautiful place. Flew over it, isn't it nice? So I said, let's put a 30% tariff on them so that we get back some of it.
This is a Russian manipulated stock.
We still have
I've
a
got
deficit,
direct evidence. Do not buy this
41 million.
That will sell right off again.
That's a big deficit.
And there it goes.
And I said, let's put a tariff on. Different tariffs, different places. You're all
there it goes.
Party to them.
Yeah.
In some cases,
I've got direct
victims
links
to
with
them.
this.
But in the end,
There
it's
you
a
go.
fair
Look at
thing,
that.
and most of you realize that. But we put a 30%.
I can show you who pumps it,
Tariff on
how they pump
Switzerland.
it. There you go.
And all hell broke loose. They were calling, I mean, like you wouldn't believe. And I know so many
Information
people
is
from
everything,
Switzerland.
folks.
Incredible place.
Look at that. I
Incredible,
predicted
brilliant
that
place.
exactly at the moment.
But I then realized that they're only good because of us.
Yeah, terrible
And
people.
there's so many other examples. I mean, us and probably other places, but a majority of the money they make is because of us, because we never charged them anything.
That's Russian
So
manipulation.
they come in,
I
they
can
sell
prove it
their
to you.
watches, no tariffs, no nothing. They walk away, they make
Hate seeing
$41 billion on just us. So I said, no, we can't do that. So I'm going to bring it up. I still would have a deficit pretty substantial, but I brought it up to 30%. And I guess Prime Minister, I don't think President, I think Prime Minister called a woman, and she was very repetitive. She said, no, 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 you cannot do that, 30%. You cannot do that. We are a small, small country. I said, yeah, but you have a big, big deficit. You may be small, but you have a bigger deficit than big countries. He said, no, 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 please, you cannot do it. Kept saying the same thing over and over. We are a small country. I said, but you're a big country in terms of, and she just rubbed me the wrong way, I'll be honest with you. And I said, all right, thank you, ma'am, appreciate it. Do not do this. Thank you very much, ma'am. And I made it 39%. And then all hell really broke out. And I was paid visits by everybody. Rolex came to see me. They all came to see me. But I realized, and I reduced it, because I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt them. And we brought it down to a, lower level. Doesn't mean
Someone is
it's not
talking
going up.
nonsense. We got
We
some
brought it down
idiot
to
in
a
the
lower
chat
level.
talking absolute nonsense.
But they
doesn't
pay
even know what
now,
he's talking about.
tariff. But I realized that
World's full of idiots.
we have many places like that where they're making a fortune because of the United States. Without the United States, they wouldn't be making anything. Think of it. Switzerland made $41 billion on us. And as she said, it's a small place. And I realized with that, I don't know, it was so, because she was so aggressive. And I realized in that conversation that the United States is keeping the whole world afloat. Many places, I could give you 6, 7 places just in the people in this little area. I know every one of them. They're looking down. They don't want to see me and they don't want to stare me in the eyes. But they're taking advantage of, everybody took advantage of the United States. But I've been very fair, and I gave them a tariff, and it was fine. But I realized that without us, it's not Switzerland anymore. Without us, it's not any of the countries that are represented here. And we want to work with the countries. We want to work with them. We're not looking to destroy them. I could have said 39, 40%. I could have said I want a 70% tariff, then we make money with Switzerland. But Switzerland would have been probably destroyed, financially destroyed. I don't want to do that. But we should be paying the lowest interest rate of everybody. I hope Scott's listening to this, because we should be paying the lowest interest rate of everybody. Without us, most of the countries don't even work. And then you have the protection factor. Without our military, which is the greatest in the world by far, without our military, you have threats that you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe. You don't have threats because of us, and that's because of NATO. One other thing, and I have to say it so importantly, in the old days, and I used to say I'm the youngest in the room. Now I'm among the older. I hate to say it. I don't feel old, but I'm among the older. But I remember not long ago, 20, 25 years ago, when good news came out about, let's say, the United States. The United States had a great quarter. The United States had a great month. All the stocks went up. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now when they say the United States had a record quarter, it's unbelievable how well it's doing, all the stocks crash because they say, oh no, inflation, they're going to raise interest rates. And they do. Some of these stupid people like Powell, they raise interest rates. And what they do is they stop you from being successful. It used to be when we had a great quarter, a great month, great earnings, great anything, any good news, the stock market went up. That's the way it's going to be. We got to do that again because that's the way it should be. Now when we have a great month, they want to kill it. Like we did over 5%. People were surprised. We should do 20%. We could do 25%. When we announce good numbers, and the reason is they're so petrified of inflation. And growth doesn't mean inflation. We've had tremendous growth with very low inflation. In fact, growth can fight inflation, proper growth. So we want to get back to the days when we announce great numbers because we're going to be announcing phenomenal. You know, all these factories that are being built at record, thousands of businesses are being built right now. Remember, $18 trillion is invested. I think the second number is 3. And that was China many years ago. Investments in the country from outside. 18 trillion, nobody's ever seen. And that's money coming in and building things, factories. Thousands of businesses are being built, thousands. Hundreds of big factories, car plants are moving back to the United States. They're coming in from Canada, they're coming in from Mexico, from Japan. Japan's coming in and building plants here in order to avoid tariffs. They're coming in from China. They're coming in from all over the world. We have more plants being built now, car plants, than we've ever had built, even in the heyday from the 1940s and 50s. And they're bigger. They don't use renovations anymore where they take an old plant, they rip it down, they build a brand new plant, super modern plant. But it's happening at levels that nobody's ever seen. In 2024, the U.S. built less than 2 million new homes, but Biden admitted more than 8 million new migrants. And those days are over. In 2025, for the first time in 50 years, the United States had reverse migration. Boy, that was nice. And these were criminals that were being taken out of our country because they allowed people to come into our country from jails, from gangs, drug dealers, murderers. 11,888 murderers. We've gotten most of them out. And then ICE gets beat up by stupid people from leadership in Minnesota. We actually are helping Minnesota so much, but they don't appreciate it. Most places do. You know, Washington, D.C. is the safest place now in the United States. It was a very dangerous place to walk, and now you can walk with your wife, your kids, right through the middle of the city. Right now, Washington, D.C. is as safe as it gets. It was one of the most unsafe, I had to admit. We sent in the military, the National Guard. Within 2 months, it was great. Within 3 months, it's like a really great place and a safe place and a beautiful place. It's even been cleaned up. The graffiti's gone. The fences are gone. We don't have to worry about fences anymore. All of the places, the grasses are cut and replaced with new grass in many cases. It's all going to happen in the spring. But Washington and D.C. is beautiful again, and it's safe. New restaurants are opening up. They were all closing. Now you can't get into a restaurant. Restaurants in Washington, D.C. are all opening. Memphis also, Memphis, Tennessee, New Orleans, Louisiana. We were there for 3 weeks. We've cut the crime down by 64%. Within another month, we'll have virtually no crime there. We can do that all over. We're going to help the people in California.
Tap the like button, share this out.
We want to have
consider
no
subscribing.
Got
a big surprise at the end.
So great with
Plus,
Gavin when I was
live phone in.
Gavin's a good
no
guy.
one gets left behind. Everyone
And
has a voice.
Everyone
can call in
I would do
and
it
be
in a
on
heartbeat.
the
I'd
show.
love to see.
And
we
I'll
did help
give
them
you
a lot in Los
a
Angeles.
little surprise.
A lot with the early in my term when they had some problems. But we would love to do it. I will say this: if I were a Democrat governor or whatever, I would call up Trump. I'd say, "Come on in, make us look good," because we're cutting crime down to nothing. And we're taking people out, career criminals who are only going to do bad things, and we're bringing them back to their countries. But where we've done it has been amazing, and we have a capacity to do it at much greater levels. We're cutting illegal aliens off welfare and other government benefits, and I have directed that starting immediately, there will be no more payments to sanctuary cities because they are really just sanctuaries for criminals. They're really protecting criminals, and those are the ones we have to get out of the country.
By tapping the like, you're supporting the channel.
Drug
Thank
dealers,
you. Whatever your politics.
the mentally insane. They emptied their mental institutions into the United States. And despite that, we have the lowest crime numbers that we've ever had in the history of the country. Just came out. But equally importantly, we're cracking down on more than $19 billion in fraud that was stolen by Somalian bandits. Can you believe that Somalian? They turned out to be higher IQ than we thought. I always say these are low IQ people. How did they go into Minnesota and steal all that money? And we have, you know, they're pirates. They're good pirates, right? But we shoot them out of the water just like we shoot the drug boats out. They're not pirating too many boats lately, do you notice? When they go out into those boats, they want to take over $1.5 billion tanker loaded up with oil, and they say, we're going to blow up your boat. They have powerful weapons. You hit the side of the boat, you blow the whole thing up. The insurance companies are petrified, so they say, just give them the boat. We'll give them money instead. And I don't do that. We blow them right the hell out of the water. We see them going out, we blow them out of the water. We don't have any pirates so much anymore. We do. They won't be there long.
Welcome.
We've cut down with the hitting of the boats that are loaded up with drugs, including submarines. Can you believe they actually buy small? They call them mini subs, very fast. They're meant for drugs. We've knocked out 2 of them. The Democrats say they were fishing. You have ruined somebody's fishing weekend, I would say. A submarine is not a fishing boat. You don't fish. But we've knocked down drugs by water, the oceans, the sea, by 97.2%. Think of that. And I actually say, who the hell are the 3%? Because I would not want to be piloting one of those boats. We knocked them down, and now we're going to start on land. We're going to knock it all out. The land is the easy part. What we did on sea is incredible, and that's our great military. The situation in Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures.
We're about to hit 110,000. We're growing faster than Mr. Beast did to 100,000. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Look at this, folks.
And Somalia is a failed, it's not a nation.
First channel to 1 billion.
Got no police,
I'll tell you how we're going to do it in a minute.
And then we have this fake congressperson.
First channel in the world to 1 billion.
Who they just reported is worth $30 million.
I'll show you how we're going to do it.
You believe this? Ilan Omar, talking about the Constitution provides me. She comes from a country that's not a country, and she's telling us how to run America. Not going to get away with it much longer, let me tell you. The explosion of prosperity and conclusion and progress that built the West did not come from our tax codes. It ultimately came from our very special culture. This is the precious inheritance that America and Europe have in common. We share it. We share it, but we have to keep it strong. We have to become stronger, more successful, and more prosperous than ever.
If you want
we
my
have
mug,
to defend that
England
culture
and the UK,
rediscover the spirit
America.
that lifted the West from the depths of the Dark Ages to the pinnacle
Links in
of
the chat.
Human achievement. We live in an incredible, changing period. It's an unbelievable time, but we have to take advantage of the time that we're in. In our hands are technologies that our ancestors could scarcely have. I mean, they couldn't have even dreamt some of the things that we see today. And so rapidly they're produced. I mean, AI, 2 years ago, nobody ever heard of the term, and now everybody's talking about it. And it can have some very good purpose. It could also have some dangerous purpose, and for that we have to watch out. But some tremendous things are happening because of it. And we're leading by so much. We're doing so well. But opportunities that are bigger and grander than ever before in human history are right before us. It is the pioneers in this room. Many of you in this room are true pioneers. You're two truly brilliant people. Just your ability to get a ticket is brilliant because you have about 50 people for every seat. I don't know what, that's Larry. Everything Larry touches turns to gold. He made this very successful. But you're in this room, And some of you are the greatest leaders
Live
anywhere in the
Q&A,
world.
live
You're the
phone-in
greatest
coming
brains
up.
anywhere in the
No
world.
one left behind. Everyone has a
And
voice right
the
at the end of
future
this.
is unlimited,
Plus
and to
a
a
big
large part
surprise
because of you.
for all
And we have to
Americans.
protect you, and we have to cherish you. I always say we have to cherish our brilliant people because there aren't many of them. So together with confidence, boldness, and persistence, let us lift up our people, grow our economies, defend our shared destiny, and build a future for our citizens that is more ambitious, more exciting, more inspiring, and greater than the world has ever seen. We're in a position to do things that nobody else has ever even thought of before. And many of the people in this room are the ones that are doing it. And I want to congratulate you, and I'm with you all the way.
I've got a
You can
gift
do
for
things that
everyone
nobody else can even
right
think
after
about.
this.
So I congratulate you on your tremendous success. And the United States is back, bigger, stronger, better than ever before. And I'll see you around. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
There we go. Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America. Stand right there. Live phone-in, live Q&A. It's a prize for everybody. Here we go. All right, Donald Trump is now walking off stage. So we will just end that there. Oh, no, he's not. He's doing a Q&A surprise. Look at this.
This was supposed to be a nice fire chat, Mr. President.
Wow,
Yes,
look at
good.
this.
I got set up. I did know.
You made the job for the moderator really easy. Thank you, Mr. President, for your speech. I do have a few follow-up questions, if it's okay. Sure. I don't think I should start with Greenland, maybe. I'll start with the economy. The U.S. economy is doing really, really well. But how to sustain this growth moving forward? Because there's always a recession looming around the corner.
Well, you know, the one thing about economies and recessions is sometimes you get hit unexpectedly and there's nothing you can do about it. All brilliant people, but there's nothing. One example was COVID. We had an economy going at levels like nobody had ever seen my first 2.5, 3 years. And then I heard the word pandemic, not COVID. They came up with that name over a period of time. We won't get into that. But I heard the word pandemic. And I had a poll come out that was so strong just prior to that. And I was with the two best pollsters, McLaughlin and Fabrizio. And they said, sir, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, if they came back and ran as president and vice president, they couldn't beat you. And then what happened is the following day, I was told to stay tuned because there's something really bad happening in China. There are bodies laying all over Wuhan, right around that certain building that we talk about. I always said it came from Wuhan. It did come from Wuhan. And they were body bags. We saw it by satellite. And they said, there are strange things happening in China. And so it began. And we ended up with the COVID, and the whole world suffered. We did a phenomenal job. I don't think we got the credit we deserved. We did something that Operation Warp Speed, which some people say was one of the greatest military feats ever. We did a great job. Used our military, used a lot of people. But sometimes you get hit with things, nothing you can do. You get hit with things like that unexpectedly. And we got through it. And when I left, the stock market was higher than it was previous to the COVID coming up. And that was, I called it a great achievement.
Yep,
but
live
things
Q&A,
happen.
crypto,
Bad
whatever you
things
like,
happen.
live phone in.
The things that we can stop
stand
are
by to the
wars
end.
if we're
You won't
smart.
be disappointed,
That
I
we can
promise
stop.
you.
Those are a matter of being intelligent and having intelligent people on the other side, because wars are the worst of all.
Especially
wars are worse than
Americans.
anything. But we can stop wars because that's sort of up to us. But things like dust flying in the air, wherever COVID comes from or whatever comes, sometimes you have to be a little bit lucky. But we are poised to have an economy like no other, not only in this country, but anywhere. And you know,
About
when
to
you hear
hit
the kind of numbers that,
110,000. Please join
I
us.
can tell you that Scott Bessent
tell you
was
why
with
it's
me
so
the other
important,
day.
that
He's
number.
looking at numbers. He said, I can't. And
Thank
that's
you.
all he's done his whole life, pretty much your whole life. Scott, you weren't going to be a football player, I don't think. Scott was not that great at football, but he was always good at numbers, right? And he was looking at numbers. He said, I've never seen anything like this. We're poised to do things that no other country has ever done. And, you know, luck, I hate to say it, but we need a little luck. We don't want to get hit by something that nobody could have thought. Whoever thought we were going to hit by a pandemic? You know, when I heard the word pandemic, I said, oh, that's an ancient problem. World War I, they lost 100 million people. It actually ended World War I. A lot of people don't know. The Spanish flu in World War I ended the war because all the soldiers were sick. The soldiers were so sick on both sides, and that war was raging, and they were all dying from the Spanish flu. They were sick as dogs. They couldn't fight. So, you know, you don't know how that would have turned out. But so we do, I mean, subject to that, and I always have to put a caveat in for it, but we're poised to have the greatest growth of any large country, I think any country that there's been. When you look at what's happening in the United States, it's really amazing.
Thank you. One thing that maybe keeps you up at night, I know you don't sleep that much anyway, Mr. President, is the debt. The U.S. debt is high, is now the biggest expenditure on your budget. How to get out of that impasse?
Well, the big thing is growth. I mean, growth is the way. If we grow like this, we go from having at $37 trillion. We go from having high debt to low debt. But we also are cutting expenses, you know, the old-fashioned way. We have extraordinary growth. I think we're going to be growing our way out. I think we're going to be paying off debt. We're taking in tremendous money from tariffs fairly. And again, I'm using them judiciously. You know, Switzerland's a case study. I could have gotten much more. I could have asked for much more. But we're using them judiciously. But I think growth, most importantly, and then cutting costs. Now, if you take a look at Minnesota, $19 billion in fraud and other things. People going to airports, they came into the country, they don't have 10 cents, and they're leaving with hundreds of thousands of cash in their bags. When we get to that, and our DOJ, Pam, and Todd, and all the people that work over there, and all of the people that work in here, I can tell you, Scott Bessent is working on that. It's a priority, right? You have your whole team. We're in there looking for where this money is coming from, how much it is. It could be more than $19 billion. Can you believe that? That's just one state. If we were able to cut out 50% of the fraud, 50%, and we should be able to do better than that, we would have a balanced budget without having to talk about even growth. So we have a lot of options, but we're working very hard on that. That's a big deal. It's not just the protests, the fake protests done by agitators and, you know, professional insurrectionists. That's what they are. They're professional troublemakers. But we are looking very strong at the money too in Minnesota and other places.
I think, Mr. President, also the $500 billion invested in artificial intelligence and the frontier technologies last year also were driving growth exponentially in the U.S.
Well, AI has been a big factor. AI is massive. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg showed me a plant where he put it over a map of Manhattan, and it was basically the size of Manhattan. This is not, I said, you got to be kidding. It's a plant that was miles long, miles wide, very high. I don't think it was as high like the Empire State Building, but it was high. And it literally covered most of the island of Manhattan. That's called a big plant. And, you know, when I heard they're going to spend $50 billion building it, I said, what, you know, if you spend $50 million, you can build a nice little shopping center. If you spend $500 million, you can build a good shopping center. But how do you spend $50 billion? When I looked at this thing, I said, you think you'll be able to do it for that? It's amazing when, you know, some of the plants that I see, and I see them all, and again, so big as we're letting them build their own electric generation. This way we have no problem. And otherwise they'd be complaining. There'd be nobody able to be, you know, we have an old grid system. And not only that, they're going to sell at a very cheap price the excess electricity that they create back into our grid. So that'll solve some problems for certain states that don't have enough electricity.
We also know that on the AI, there is fierce competition between the US as the largest economy in the world 27% of the global GDP and 5% of the global population, not doing that badly, and China. And we know that that competition is very tough on AI. I know you're heading to a state visit to China in April. How do you see the US-China relationship moving forward? Are you able to combine this tough competition with also collaboration?
So I've always had a very good relationship with President Xi and with President Putin. Talk about, the larger powers. But I've always had a very good relationship with President Xi of China. He's an incredible man.
I'm taking a profit on the S&P 500.
It's amazing.
It's gone up too quick.
By everybody. And I do now. I mean, now I have good. It was very severely interrupted by COVID. I used to call it the China virus, but he said, do you think you could use a different name? And I decided to do that because why should we have a problem over that? But I would do that. And
I'm taking profit on the S&P.
I was
gone up way too quick
for the first time.
1% in one day.
Marco Rubio.
This is just easy money.
Marco Rubio.
I'm taking a profit.
He said, let me teach you about diplomacy. Hey, any guy that gets approved by 100% of the votes, think of it. He got liberal Democrats and radical right Republicans to approve him. He's the only one. The next one was lost 45 votes, right? But he got all 100 votes.
Easy money.
For him.
That's ridiculous.
And at first I wasn't happy about it. I said, wait a minute, I don't like that.
Take that.
And now it turns out that the Democrats probably wish they didn't do that. And Marco has been fantastic. Marco, stand up, please. You have done a great job as Secretary of State. He's going to go down as the best Secretary of State. And Scott, and we have Susie, who's the first female Chief of Staff, and she's the best Chief of Staff, too. And I see Howard Lutnick, who I know spoke, and Howard's fantastic. Some of the deals we're doing are great. And I want to pay particular attention because we have Chris. And Chris, you got up and spoke, I think. He's the #1 oil man in the world. Because
I'm doing it on the Roth IRA as well. This is free money.
Fantastic. I don't know if Doug's here.
Free money.
Is Doug here?
Boom.
Doug Burgum is fantastic. He said, sir, there's one man better than me. And he introduced me to Chris. And he turns out to be. So we're drilling more oil and gas now than we ever have by.
I started with
almost double. Is
5,000.
that
I've
right,
now
Chris?
got 300,000.
And on top of it, we got a lot coming out of Venezuela.
319.
So anyway,
No
so
options,
we're
no
doing
shorts.
great. The country is just doing great.
That's
we have
gone up
great
way
people.
too
Thank
quick.
you.
40
and I
times
see other
earnings
people.
is
We have
insane.
Steve Witkoff.
Take
We
the
have
profit.
Jared. I got so many people. I'm in trouble because
never
when I go
lose.
back, they're going to be people with long faces. Sir, you didn't introduce me. I got so many people. And we have a lot of the greatest people anywhere in the world. I know them all. So I won't continue because we'd be here all day.
Thank you, Mr. President. We also know that you're a deal maker, and then maybe coming back to Greenland.
Trades are going up now.
Ukraine.
Just here. Two more wins, two more
deal,
trades.
In the end, do you see between the U.S. And Denmark?
Well,
because, I guess you see it now as a negotiation going on, or?
Well, it's costing Denmark hundreds of millions a year to run it. And Denmark's a small country and wonderful people. But, it's very expensive. It's a very big piece of ice. And it's very important. I mean, I don't want to repeat the speech, but it's very important that we use that for national and international security. That can create a power
6-4-3-8-34
that will make it impossible for the bad guys to do anything against the perceived good ones. And it's a great block for Europe. Just like, Denmark was supposed to spend hundreds of millions of dollars. They didn't spend the money. They didn't spend anything almost. And we'll see what happens. I just say this. NATO has treated the United States of America very unfairly. We never asked for anything. We never got anything. We actually took care of the needs of NATO for years and years, which I felt was always unfair. So I got NATO to pay because they're rich countries.
I'm buying SGov.
I think it's
short-term treasury bills.
We're helping
that went
them
up way
with
too
Ukraine.
quick.
Without us, I think Putin would have gone all the way. I think we have it. I think that could have been a World War III, if you want to know the truth. If Kamala was elected or Joe,
and 4% for doing nothing,
those thinkers, I think you could have ended up in World War III. And I will say Steve Witkoff has been dealing incredibly with But we're not going to have World War III. We want to get it stopped, but we're not going to have World War III. I think if I wasn't elected, I think that could have evolved into World War III. It was a very,
Roth IRA,
bad situation.
9417.
And it still
Let's do
is,
it again.
but
Buy
it's not
short-term
that kind
treasury.
of bad. It's bad because so many young people are being killed.
How close do you think there is on an agreement on Ukraine? I had the pleasure of speaking with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner yesterday. I know they're working hard on it. I know that they're also traveling now. Do you see this very close or still?
Well, I hate to say it. I thought that was going to be, so I settled 8 wars plus. And I thought that was going to be one of my easier ones. Not the easiest.
My real
Some I
money, my
settled
real
in
trades.
a matter of hours.
Boom.
Because I'm good at that stuff. You know, the United Nations should be doing this. I shouldn't be doing it, but it doesn't matter. It's got to get done, saving a lot of lives. We're saving millions of lives. With Ukraine, Russia, there's tremendous hatred between President Zelensky and President Putin. That's not good. That's not good for settlements. We know from dealing. There's abnormal hatred. With that being said, I think Russia wants to make a deal. I think Ukraine wants to make a deal.
Yes, I'll explain. All my members get all my trades
try getting a
ahead
deal
of
done.
time.
We're getting, I think,
I'll
Steve,
explain
I
all
think
that
I
in
can
a
say
minute
that
on the
we're
Q&A.
reasonably close. What happens is oftentimes we'll have a deal with Russia.
Please stand by. I'll give you all the information in a
President Zelensky
minute.
will not do it. You saw that when he was in the Oval Office. I was not happy. And then
Never
we'll have
lose.
President Zelensky wants to make a deal, and Putin doesn't want to make the deal. It's a very difficult balance, and it's big time, and it is, you know, to use a word, it's a bloodbath. It's horrible what's happening. It's a drone war. The drones are killing, you know, thousands of people a week, thousands. We have to get it stopped. So I believe they're at a point now. I'm going to meet with President Zelensky later today. I believe they're at a point now where they can come together and get a deal done. And if they don't, they're stupid. That goes for both of them.
I sold exactly
And I
the
know
right
they're not
time, got the
stupid,
tip from the
but if they
CEO
don't get
of
this done, they
Coca-Cola,
are stupid.
and we sold
So,
at exactly the right time. I shared it
I
on
don't
my
want to
Discord.
insult anyone,
We all
but
took
you gotta
profit.
get
We
this
all
deal
won
done.
again.
Too many people are dying.
Perfect.
It's not worth it.
President Sisi is sitting on the first row here. He spoke earlier today and also complimented you on the Gaza deal. I think there will be a signing tomorrow. Of course, there are different views on this, but how important do you think this signing is?
What a day.
On the board of peace? And do you think
Easy
this
to
is
make money, the
gonna
hard part is to
sustain?
keep
Do you think
it.
we now will see Gaza reconstructed and the billions of US dollars invested?
I do. I mean, I think we have peace in the Middle East. There are some little situations like Hamas, and Hamas has agreed to give up their weapons. Now, you know, they were born with a weapon in their hand, so it's not easy to do. When they were born with a
It's
rifle
not inside
in their hand.
information.
It's
Glenn
not an
Levitt,
easy
you're talking
thing
rubbish.
for them, but that's
Not
what they
inside
agreed to.
information
They're
at
gonna do
all.
it.
You're talking
And we're
absolute
gonna know,
nonsense.
Jared,
I'll tell you
over
in a
the next
minute.
2 or
Stand
3
by.
days,
Oh, God.
certainly over
So
the
many
next 3
idiots.
weeks, whether or not they're going to do it. If they don't do it, they'll be blown away.
So
very
many
quickly.
idiots.
They'll be blown away. You know, we have 59 countries that are part of that whole peace deal. And some of those countries aren't even they're near the Middle East, but they're not in the Middle East traditionally. And they want to come in and take out Hamas. They want to come in. They want to do whatever they can.
It's
There's
going
a
up,
problem with
and I'm just in
Hezbollah
Escov.
in Lebanon.
Guaranteed. 100%.
And we'll see what happens there, but that's
Bloody
a problem.
loving this.
But there are these little flames, but there's peace in the Middle East. Now, had we not gone in and knocked out with those big, beautiful, we just ordered 25 brand new ones, the latest and the greatest, the B-2 bomber. Think of them, they went in there at 2 o'clock in the morning with no moon, no light, no nothing, and every single one of those massive bombs hit its target, 100,000-pound bombs hit its target, every one of them. And then on top of
Coca-Cola
it, from a
is selling
submarine
off.
300
We can
miles
start
away,
buying
we
back
hit
Coca-Cola in
the
a minute.
sites with,
I'll tell you when I'm
tomahawks,
buying
which
it. I've got
is an unbelievable
$600,000
weapon.
now to buy
So,
Coca-Cola.
You know, we did our job. If we didn't do that, you would have never
All
had
right,
peace
I'll
in the
tell you
Middle
when.
East. And the countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar could never have, and others could never have signed anything because you would have had this dark cloud, and the dark cloud was Iran with
CEO
nuclear.
gave us all the information
Iran
we
would,
needed.
if we didn't take them out, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 months. They were very close to having the nuclear weapon, and we hit them hard. And it was a total obliteration. If they may try again, but they're going to have to try from a different area because that area was obliterated. Incredible thing we did. And because we did that, we were able to make peace. If we didn't do that, I would say, Jared and Steve, if we didn't do that, there was no chance of making peace because the countries I just named and other countries could have never signed off. They were afraid. They were afraid. We had a bully. The bully was Iran, the bully of the Middle East. They used to call it for years. They were the bully of the Middle East. They're not the bully of the Middle East anymore.
Mr. President, I know you even had to change plane last night, so I guess you didn't have much sleep, but I think you're... but your energy is still there. I know you have several bilateral meetings. I know you're also hosting a reception. So thank you so much for coming back to Davos. Thank you so much. It's highly appreciated.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, President Trump there making a lengthy speech, an hour and a quarter, his speech.
So now I'm going to give you all the things I promised. So first of all, going to ask you just once, has everyone tapped the like button? Thank you very much indeed. Has everyone considered subscribing? We grew to 100,000 faster than Mr. Beast and the biggest channel in the world. We have the highest engagement rate of any channel in the world. 98% of live viewers are members of a regular show. That is the highest engagement. We had the 13.8% of our viewers are female watch crypto. Most crypto channels, less than 1%. We're trying to become the first 1 billion channel in the world. Let's have a look at the subscribers. Let's see what you did throughout that. It's moving again. Are we going to hit 110,000 today? Oops, a daisy. Here we go. We're now at rolling around 109,727. Yes, we're going to hit 110,000 today. That would be fantastic. And that we are on pace to become the first 1 billion channel. We're doubling our rate of growth every month. Now, I promised you a treat. We're going to have the live phone in. Everyone can ask a question. Ask me about my trades. We've got a few idiots in here. They started a blue sky thing last night. Absolute utter nonsense. Someone was saying Martyn Lucas should go to jail. He's got inside information. When I put out, we heard from the CEO of Quincy on Coca-Cola. What utter nonsense. He was live on CNBC. He gave us the information. I told you I was waiting for it, and we acted upon it. It wasn't inside information. We heard from the CEO the same time as everybody else did on CNBC, and a bunch of bloody idiots on Blue Sky decided to troll my account, which was great, because now I've doubled the size of my Blue Sky account. Absolutely bonkers. These people are bloody idiots. It's because they're losing money, right? People don't like to lose, so they attack people who are winning and go, oh, he should be in jail, he's getting inside information. I just pay attention, that's all, and build relationships while you're sitting and buggering around in the nonsense. Anyway, so live phone in coming up. I'm going to give you all my trades, how you get them ahead of time. But first of all, as we always do when we have special events like this, whatever country, I like to pay tribute with this. And so Elton John named me the World Piano Man. There is the link to my music channel in the chat. Go and check it out. You'll see me with Sir Elton John's jacket when I was awarded the World Piano Man. I've got a video with Sir Paul McCartney at my Vegas show and all sorts on the music channel. But here is my tribute to the United States of America right now. And then we do our live Q&A. All my trades, everything you want to know, coming up right after this 30-second interlude. Show some love in the chat. Show some respect. Whether you love, hate America, whatever it is you do, you got to honor every country that we work and live in. I live in America, and I'm from England, so I like to do this. This is for everybody. Here we go. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land Thank you very much indeed. And if you'd like to get more music like that, many times I've done the halftime shows for the NFL, things like that, all over the United States, Jerry Jones's Halloween party, Mark Cuban's house, all of it is on my YouTube channel. There it is. Right, we've got the live phone in, the live Q&A, everyone can take part. So many of you want to know my trades before I make them. Well, guess what? We rank #1 very often for the stocks we cover. So I don't share my trades publicly online anymore, because we have evidence to prove. People front run us. They use it on other channels. They short what we're doing. Remember, I've gone from $5,000 live on the show to $300,000 without options, without shorts. I repeat, without options, without shorts. I've done it all by buying the S&P and Coca-Cola. That is it. I've only recently got back into crypto. This is buying with conviction, buying with knowledge, buying at the right time. You can buy the bottom. I always do get the bottom. I always do it. I'm live. These are my trades on air. So if you want to know my trades, if you want to know what I'm doing before I'm doing it, unless, of course, I did it on a live show like this, if you want to know what I'm buying, what I know, what I've learned, by building relationships, I talk direct to Ripple, Robinhood, Coca-Cola now, got a new friend there, Bank of America, several CEOs, and one White House press room contact. All this information is all public information. It's not inside information. It's just you've not seen it, and I've built relationships, and I bring it to you, and I share it all to you. And before I make the trades, I share it for my members. You can get it two ways. You can either get it as an Electrum YouTube member, and I post it on the homepage of the channel in the community page. It's only $2 more than silver member. So it's just a couple of bucks. It's not very expensive at all. I'm not here to make money from training programs and memberships. I make money from investing. As you can see, I always win. I always get it done. I'm always live. I'm always here. I don't make money trying to get you to give me money. I make money from investing. So as the World Piano Man, I'm not here to sell you stuff. I'm here to help you. I want to help people and be the first 1 billion channel. We've literally raised millions for charity. This is one of my Lions Club awards. This was the Lions Club for the Lions camp in Kerrville. You know all about that? Raised millions of dollars for the Lions Club. So we're not here to sell you stuff. I'm here to help you. And some people don't believe it. They go, it can't be true. Why would anyone do it? Well, we do. So you can become a YouTube member. There's the membership link, and upgrade to an Electrum member. And on the homepage of the channel, on the community page, you'll see all my posts. I take screenshots of my trades, what I'm buying, and so on. Now, you might want to go further than that. You might want a one-on-one service, and you want to talk to me directly. So not only do you get all my trades, you can talk to me one-on-one. Send me direct messages. I don't do emails. You can't text me, but you can speak to me in a live call on Discord. Here is my Discord link. All right, it's first come, first serve. It's reaching maximum supply now because we don't want millions of people. We want enough people that I can help. And it's getting really busy now because remember, I provide a one-on-one service. So in the chat is my Discord. When you click on Discord, live Q&A coming up right after this. When you come onto Discord and you get the link I've just shown you, this is what you see. You see this link here, 321 subscribers. That's it. We kick people out all the time. We don't want thousands and millions of people. We just want a few people that I can help because I can't help millions of people. I'm not selling you stuff. I'm not emailing you, messaging you, nothing. I just tell you what my trades are, and you can speak to me if you want to, okay? So go on here and you click join. If you click join server here, you've not read this. If you click this, you won't see anything. This is not what you do. This is Discord. You have to have a free entry point, but there's nothing there. There's an empty channel, and I just go, this is an empty channel. You see nothing here. So if you click that, you're wasting your time, but that's up to you if you want to do that, all right? You won't see anything. What you do is $2.99. Now, people on Discord have servers $50, $100, and they use AI. They don't show you their real trades, and they certainly don't provide their own time to talk to you one-on-one. I do. That's why I only want a few people so I can help you. So you click purchase and you become a member. That's it. So you're getting all of my trades, all of the community for $2.99. I can't make it any cheaper. It's the minimum on Discord. And I don't even get all of that because Discord charge a commission and tax, credit card fees. I just do it to help you. That's it. You can leave and cancel, but no one ever does. As you can see, we've got 321. Let me see if it's gone up while I explain this. Let's have a look. 321. It's now 323. There you go. 2 more people have just joined, all right? Okay, now when you get the Discord, we've got live Q&A coming up, by the way, so stand by. When you get the Discord, this is what you see. Go to Discord, and right at the top, as you can see, friends. Send me a friend request because there's always idiots coming in on the free entry trying to scam you. I'm Martyn Lucas, send me some Bitcoin. Martyn Lucas said he's the most honest person on YouTube, so I can scam him. And people try. Do not get scammed. Send me a friend request. So, friends, pending. 3 people have just sent me. I do it all live. Everything I do is live. I help you live. I talk to you live 12 hours a day. So let's have a look. S. Beale, let me see. They've sent me a friend request. Are they a real member? Are they trying to scam me? Let's find out. S. Beale. We go over here and we search for you. I do this for everybody. Go into here, search here. Are you a scammer? And the answer is yes, you are. S. Beale. Just message me, try to friend request me. We do not accept that person and we'll kick that person out in a moment. Let's try another person. Let's try Cal. Cal sent me a friend request, wants to get on the inside. Is this person trying to scam me? It happens all the time and we don't have it. We kick them out. 0 tolerance. We're here to help people, not sell stuff and not get people to scam my audience. You won't scam me, but you might scam the audience. Right. So Cal 5372 is a real person. They've turned green. That means green for money. They're making money. They are part of the Lucasades. Now I click their profile. I can accept this person's friend request, which means they're not talking to a scammer. They're talking to me. They are in. Accept friend request. Boom. For $2, you are now in the Lucasades. Now then, what you see then is if you go down here, you see all the channels. Now, we've got stage events. We stage events for you right up here. This is where I go live up to 10,000 people in stage events. We'll never have that many because we'll kick people out. But you go into stage events and we host an event for you where I will talk to you, answer all questions on camera, on audio. You can talk to me or not. It's up to you. Down here, we have the premium Lucasades. The premium, that's where everyone's in green. Everyone's a member. No one's a scammer. No idiots in here. No one's selling stuff. If they are, they'd be kicked out in 10 seconds. We just get rid of you. Boom, you're gone. All right? Okay. My trades. Now I can tell you, there's my trades because now they've happened. I tell you what I'm buying. I bought $30,000 of XRP. Of course, we're making money. We always do. I share it with you in here before I do it. You know what I'm doing. I even leave you voice messages to help you. So it makes it easier. If I click this one, you can hear what I do. Let me unmute that.
Cancel it and wait for better. I've already got $10,000 at 190.
All right, so I speak to you directly. You never get left behind. Not one single person gets ignored. Everyone gets their comments answered. That is Discord. Right, so you got Electrum, YouTube membership, or Discord. Okay, now then, let's now come on to a little free gift and we're going to do our live Q&A. Everyone can phone in. These links, by the way, are pinned to the top. We have just been awarded as the 9th best seller newsletter, financial newsletter in the world. And Michael Burry is on this service. We are 9th in the world bestseller. Don't believe me? That's okay. People say they don't believe me. That's okay. We'll show you. All right. So let me scroll down here on my X. You might like to follow me on X. X and Instagram if you like. Let me scroll down here. Let me scroll down, scroll in. We just won an award for number 9 in the world bestseller for a financial newsletter. Let me show you. Here it is. Just keep going. It'll come in a second. I put a lot of shorts out last night, giving everyone the chance to see what was going to happen today with XRP. So I apologize for all these shorts. There's lots of them. They're coming out all the time because we aim to be the best YouTube TV channel in the world. And that's what we want to do. Second best is not acceptable. All right, there it is. from Substack, which is the #1 newsletter organization in the world. We rank #9 in the world for a financial newsletter. Sensei, bestseller, boom. How about that? That's directly from Substack. So to celebrate this, Sensei is also sharing his trades with you, and we've got many other features as well. We're giving you can have a free trial, you can have a free newsletter of XRP weekly, free, and a daily newsletter every day with 60% off. It's our biggest ever giveaway. It ends at the end of the week, and we only have 3 people left that can claim it today. Only 5 people can claim it today. So are you ready? Here it comes. It sells out straight away. Only 3 spaces left today. There are 2 days left. Here is the newsletter, 60% off with the free XRP newsletter, and Sensei's charts. The training course is his trades. There you go. I would imagine in the next minute they'll all be gone for today. There are only 5 a day. We had 2 when I started, and I didn't even mention it. There is the link in the chat. All right, now then, I've done all that stuff. Let's get on to the live Q&A. So if you want to phone in, here is the link. Members only, please. We're going to answer everybody's questions. We don't want bots. We don't want trolls. We don't want idiots who don't understand what's going on. We're not here to make friends. We're here to win. We're here to help people. And I'm not messing around, buggering around with idiots who just want to talk stupid like people do on YouTube channels. I'm not a YouTuber. I am the World Piano Man. So here is the link to live phone-in. Live video. Phone in. Okay. You have to be on camera. You have to be a member. There is the link. All right. There it is in the chat. Click on that. You can call in. Okay. All right. I shall pin that to the top. Oh, no, I'll leave it just there for the minute. All right. So there, if you've got yours because you would have got access to it. All right. So what we're going to do now, as you can see, the S&P is now starting to sell off. I just sold. I took profit. I'm winning again. I also told you that Coca-Cola was going to go down. And was I right? Of course I was bloody right. We had it direct from the CEO. Boom. There it goes. We took profit. We got now $600,000 available to buy once again. All right. I bought XRP, $30,000 on today's Brad speech. Am I up? Of course I'm up. I'm making money. We have friends at Ripple. Boom. We're making money on that one. So today was a great day. We made even though the market's going down, I've now gone through $300,000. No shorts, no options, just the S&P and Coca-Cola buying with conviction. That is how you do it. And if you wanted to know how good that is, the S&P 500 year to date is the benchmark. It's down 0.55. And I've only bought Coca-Cola and the S&P 500, and the S&P is down 0.55. What's my year to date? No options, no shorts. I'm up 4.55, and I've banked all the money, and now it's in SGov earning 4%, which means if I leave my money in SGov and do nothing at all, I will beat the market by the end of the year. The market this year is going to make 8-9% at best. I would say more like 7%. I've already made 4.5% in the first 2 weeks of trading. I didn't trade the first week. In the first 2 weeks, I've beaten the market by 400%. They're down, I'm up with the same asset. That's buying with conviction and knowing when to sell. Okay? All I got to do now is leave my money in SGov and I'll earn 4%, which means I'll have 8.5% by the end of the year, which means I beat the market again. Every year. Right, let's go to our first caller. You have to be a member to call in. You have to be on camera. I want to see you on camera. I can see a green screen from Raz. Nope, you're not there. Okay, we got some scammers messing around. If you mess around, we block you from the channel and you're done. No tolerance. We're here to help people, not here to mess and bugger around, okay? So if you'd like to call in, the live video link up is in the chat. You can go live to the world. Would anybody like to call in? I'm now going to go members only because we are getting some idiots. So we're going to go members only and freeze them out. Okay, we're not here for that. We're here to make money. People follow this channel to win, make money, not spend time with idiots that just go around the internet larking about. All right, we're not here for that. Okay, so let me go members only. Now then, we're members only now, folks. If you'd like to make a comment, maybe I've missed a comment, maybe I've missed a question, maybe you've asked something I missed, I was unable to bring it to you. So now what I'd like you to do is ask it again. And I will read out every single comment, every single person. Now, if you are a non-member and you would like a question answered, you can. Even the trolls, if you want to be nice, you do a super chat of $1.99, put your comment in there, it will read it out on the show. Automatically, it will read your comment out on the show. So even trolls, bots and scammers can have a say if they're nice about it. You can't swear in the super chats, of course. That doesn't work. But if you'd like to do that, you can do that right now. So we're waiting for the first super chats to come in. We're waiting for someone to phone in. We had some idiot who tried to phone in and just hung up. It's probably the same person who always does it. You've got nothing better to do. Anyway, members said widget. Hello, Discordians. Yes, Lucas A. Discordians are here in mass today. Did Trump say anything in his speech about crypto? Yes, he did. He did. And at the moment he did, Bitcoin went up. Yes, he did. Now, later on, for those that missed it, we'll break it down into sound bites. There'll be sound bites later on my X, on my Instagram, giving you all the information, and in Reels on Facebook, just about everywhere. In fact, everywhere. All right, we'll try again. High Energy. High Energy wants to call in and be on the show. Let's see. Here we go. My first guest on the show. Lovely. We've got a proper member now calling in, not some clown larking around trying to make themselves look stupid. All right, so here we go. High Energy. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you, mate?
Good morning. Bloody hell, there's a lot of scammers this morning.
I know, mate. Sodom. You know what I mean? It's because they're losing and they don't like when we're winning, and and they want to make themselves look important because you know what these people are like. High Energy, how can I help you? Thank you for calling in. For those that don't know, I've seen you many times before and I love you to bits, mate. Where are you calling in from?
East Tennessee, Rogersville, Tennessee.
I love it. East Tennessee. Welcome, East Tennessee, live to the world. In 72 countries today, people are watching. So what would you like to say?
Absolutely.
What's your question? What's your question, mate?
I voted for Trump, and but I do believe he's a narcissist and a liar. Like you said, that thing what he's about the windmills in China.
Yeah.
I mean, they're one of the biggest users of windmills in the world. They have windmill farms all over the place.
I know.
And it's just a shame. I don't know. I don't understand why his advisors don't tell him to tone it down a little bit. I think at the end of the day, he wants the best for the world.
Yeah.
And he's looking, but I think he's also looking for world dominance at this point right now.
I agree. I think it's a shame because whether you like Trump or hate Trump, a lot of stuff is good. There's a lot of great things that happen. But when you stand on stage and just make something up that everyone in the room goes, well, that's a lie, it spoils the good stuff. And it's crazy. It's like, what a shame, because it's crazy. I've been to China. They're all over the place. I've got a house back in Cornwall where I have solar panels, right? And my whole house runs off grid. And my farm next door is powered by wind turbines, and it runs for free. So don't tell me it doesn't work and no one uses it, because it's silly. And I just don't know why he says it. I think it's a real shame, because I love so many of the things he's done. But when he comes out and says the old world go, well, why did you say that? Now everyone goes, you're an idiot. Why did you say that? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for your thought. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just wanted to, I said earlier that I'd call in. I'm really hungry. I was waiting for you to go live and waiting for Trump to finish. But I really, as you can tell, I listen to you as much as I can. And I appreciate all you do for the community. And I personally have done well since listening to you and have learned how to take profit. One thing I haven't got down is those tax lots. And on Coinbase, you can't do tax lots. and I trade on Moomoo, not on Robinhood, and I can't find an option to do that on Moomoo. But I do, a 5% gain is better than no gain.
Exactly. Why don't you use Robinhood then?
I never have. I guess years ago when I first started trading and Robinhood did some shady stuff, and I just put a bad taste in my mouth.
Let me explain that.
I'm very loyal.
Let me explain that to you. When you say I'm very loyal, do what's right for you. Robinhood's a business, right? Do what's right for you.
I can't believe
we got another new member. Thank you, guys. Hold just there.
139 has become a member.
Clayton has just become an Electrum member. He now gets all my trades and all the benefits of bronze, silver, and Electrum. 2 Electrum shows a week where you get free analysis of your favorite stocks. I'll do that for you. Thank you so much indeed. Let me say something to you. This is really important.
Yes, sir.
Do what's right for you. Forget about Robinhood for a moment. What Robinhood did, it upset a lot of people with GameStop. That's what you're talking about. You're saying it's a shady thing. Every other brokerage did a very similar thing because it's called a circuit breaker. What happened with GameStop?
A panic move.
Yes.
It was a panic move.
Yeah, everybody was buying and everybody was getting following Roaring Kitty. And you can't pay out everybody. You can't pay out the winner. It's not possible because it's all going up too quick and the whole thing doesn't work. So all brokerages, all exchanges, all around the world, all financial institutions have circuit breakers, and they use them all the time. When the market gets IPOs, it happens all the time. When a stock comes out and it IPOs, they have to stop it because it's buying too quick, it's selling too quick. You can't process the entries. It's not Robinhood trying to steal from you and stop you from making money on GameStop. That's what Roaring Kitty said because he's trying to win. And remember, when GameStop went up, a handful of people took all the money. Everybody else lost money. So they're trying to create an image of the man versus the government and the people and all this kind of stuff. And it creates emotion and panic and anger and everything else. Now we've got Robinhood, got over all that, and everyone's coming back and they're booming. Okay, so forget
they're very profitable.
Forget Robinhood. What you think about GameStop? It's just an emotion which is not based upon anything. Everyone would do the same thing. They didn't do anything weird. And I'm not sponsored by them. They don't pay me anything, all right? But you're missing out of being able to use lots and make the money like I'm using because you're upset about Robinhood.
And maybe because of this conversation, I'll go ahead and open up a Robinhood account.
Well, I'm going to drop the Robinhood USA in the chat right now. Yes. If you click on that, you'll get a free share or some shares or money of Robinhood as well. When you open it up, you get free shares, I get free shares, and I share with you what I get on the screen. You win just by doing that. So I would, because you can see how I'm winning, and you're missing out because of your feeding towards Robinhood when it's not true. I get it. It did happen, but it happened on all systems, did it the same way. And it's a common practice. It's not Robinhood against you at all.
Well, I'm glad I brought that up.
I'm glad you did, because it's a lot of people got upset about that.
There's no reason to miss out. And I could start learning how to do trading tax lots.
Absolutely. I certainly would. Yeah. You're missing out on opportunity to make money. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. God bless everybody. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to Casey's crypto show tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
doing great.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for calling in.
Take care. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
There we go. Great call there. I hope that helps a lot of other people as well. Now, one thing that people ask me, if you want to call in, you can call in. Let me give you the link again. That was our first guest. We can have 10 people at the same time. Live Q&A. There is the link in the chat for you there. You don't require any software. You can call in. Now, one thing that people will say to me often, they say, oh, you sold too early. Well, it's very, very easy to say that, of course, after the fact. The S&P is still running up and I've taken profit. What am I doing? Well, it doesn't matter about catching the top. What does matter is catching the bottom. And I always catch the bottom using lots. I don't catch the top. I don't try to catch the top. I couldn't care less what the chart says. I'm not interested. I'm only interested in always winning. There's my trades. There's my wins. If you always win, as you've seen, you always outperform everybody because you never lose. Stop trying to win and start protecting money, and you always win. Chasing profits is a bad idea. Remember what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a portfolio for the future. The S&P is 40 times earnings. The Mag 7, 30% of it is 40 times earnings. Wall Street is waiting to dump it. And tomorrow night, I think it's tonight actually, we've got the Japanese carry trade. We've got Japan raising rates. Vumph, it can go down like that. So keep making profit, keep banking it, okay? If the S&P was undervalued or 17, 18, 19 times, maybe even 20 times earnings, I'd buy it. But at 30 times the S&P, 40 times the Mag 7, that's insane. And you can see that because when I show you on the screen, my year to date is 4.51. That's what I have done. I've outperformed Robinhood Managed Fund. They're rubbish, by the way. Robinhood Managed Fund, absolutely rubbish, okay? If we go to the S&P, the benchmark is, year to date, down 0.3. What is the point? What are you trying to prove? You don't take risk for things you don't need. And you don't get greedy. You always take profit.
I can't believe
we got a new member. Thank you very much indeed.
At Robert Cumbie 9844 has become a member.
Thank you. The value simply isn't there just to keep buying up and up and up and staying in and regardless. One thing people say to me, I'm not selling. I'm never selling. Like joining a bloody fan club. Trust me, I talk directly to these people, and people at Ripple don't care less about the price of XRP. They don't. They're not interested in the price of XRP. Remember, real money isn't about the price. It's about power and control and ownership. Not about the price. Money takes care of itself when you have the control, the power, and the ownership. Don't buy an asset and think I'm just going to sit on it forever because I'm in a fan club and I'm in a Reddit room and I've joined some organization that makes me feel good. If you want to be part of something, a family that's here for you, join the Lucasades. I'm here telling you the truth, trying to help you. Our training course is free in Sensei's newsletter. My trades, my one-on-one service is $2 a month on Discord. I'm not trying to make money out of you. I'm just trying to stop bots and scammers being part of it. I'm trying to help you. Frodo, I'm not trying to steal from you. I'm trying to help you. Same thing. We're here to try and help you, right, folks? Get out of the way of yourself. Okay, nobody else wants to call in, so I'm going to end the phone-in. Phone-in is now closed. Let me go to comments and questions then. Let's have a quick look. I went to members only, so let me go back up to here. So here we go. Did Trump say yes? We answered that already. Hello, Lucasades. I'm now answering every single member's question. Every single one. No one gets left behind. When I've got through it, I'm going to end the stream and have my breakfast. In San Diego, make a nice change from London. Say I'm okay, try and subscribe. I made a mistake. Says Tidy Big Dog. Say I'm okay. I'm trying to resubscribe. I can't tell you if you've subscribed to Sensei's newsletter. If Sensei's in the chat, I'm sure he will let me know. Let me go back to our communication with Sensei and see if I can see him talking to me. Right. Joseph, good morning to you. High energy. Just wanted to phone in. High energy. Yes. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, says Phil Bot. He did already. How bloody low will Coca-Cola go? Well, I will start buying it back again. And when I do, I will post it in my, down 1%. That's because the market rallied. I could buy it back here and make money really, really, really easily because of the deal with Costco and the protein upgrade. But I'm not going to do that. And when I'm going to buy Coca-Cola, I will share it in Discord and Electrum. And I've got about 600,000 now if I use all the margin and all the banking and everything else. So we're in a very strong position. So if I buy $600,000 and you all buy it, We won't move it. I knew everybody was waiting for me to say we move it, and the trolls were going to go, Martyn thinks he can move the market. Just thought I'd give you a little chance there to have a go, but you missed it. Still got in-app purchases. Still, I'll be back, Martyn, if that's okay. Still got in-app purchases. I'll be back. Yes, of course that's okay. Look at them buying that 2% dip on major index. Foaming at the mouth they are. Near Kingsport, rabid dogs buying every 1% dip. They can go ahead. I'm waiting for it all to go back down. I just took my profit. Very, very happy. And as you can see, I'm winning again. I'm beating the market again, as we do every single day, just about. In fact, I'm not beating the market now because I'm out. I've took my profit and I'm out, so that's fine. But my money is safe now. So I apologize. I'm not beating the market today. Not at all. Anyway. Hi, Martyn. Do you think there's still a crash coming? Yes, 100%. Yes, 100%. Coca-Cola, so irritating. What is irritating? Two important takeaways for me at what press Trump said was focus on nuclear energy, plants being made. This is solved with micro-reactors like NNE. Yes. Will you get lower into Coca-Cola? I will certainly buy Coca-Cola when it's the right time. It's not yet. I've got the newsletter, got Discord, but I want my Electrum back. Am I okay? I've got the newsletter, got Discord, but I want Electrum back. Well, you control whether you are a member or not. I have no control over that. Go onto the membership page and you can see what membership you are. And I can't control that. Martyn, is it best to stay out of the S&P for now? Are you expecting it to drop further? I bought back some S&P this morning on this and I've just sold it. So I'm out. I'm in SGov. Can you do lots trading on Robinhood UK? Not yet. Not yet, you can't. They're bringing the ISA out any day. Might change then. I'm looking to invest in solar panels as well, an outdoor wood-burning stove. My favorite solar panel company is Enphase. 100%. Best balance sheet on the market. This is going to $100. I told you this at $26. Meet Kevin was saying it at $100 because he's sponsored by them. He's got solar panels on his roof. They're always sponsored. I refuse sponsorship. I don't take any sponsorship from anyone. You can't sponsor the channel. You can't offer me $1 million. No one can. People tried 30, 40, 50 grand, and I always say no. So there you go. Cancelled in a strop. So sorry. You cancelled in a strop? Well, there you go. What did you cancel for? In a strop? What did I upset you by calling somebody an idiot? Oh, there you go. Holla Martyn, yes, my friend. In USA, had the same thing as you with Robinhood. Yes. Yolanda, you okay? How many coffees have you had? Coca-Cola dropping fast? Yeah, I'm paying close attention to it. I'm not buying it here. I'm not buying it here. No, not at all. Everyone's taking profit now. After I did it, of course. Yes, I'm fine, Liz. Look at the nap. GameStop is for firming up the GameStop. GameStop? You mean GameStop? It's rubbish. It's a bankrupt business. Don't know why anyone buys it. Roaring Kitty's a bloody idiot. He lost his license as a trader and went on YouTube as a mad clown, and everyone follows him. I don't know why. Well, I knew. He tries to tell everybody they're going to get rich in 5 minutes, and of course they're not. They all lose their money. But there you go. Please put link for Robinhood UK. Oh, here we go. Robinhood USA and Robinhood UK. If you click on that link, you can get Robinhood USA, Robinhood UK, and you can get some free shares. Okay, there you go. I used to use Coinbase, now all in Robinhood. Love using tax lots. Yes, it works, doesn't it? We got a new member, Robert, thank you. We've got winning today. Thank you, Martyn. Bought some VU, but will sell for profit tomorrow. Yeah, I'm already out. Martyn, I joined Discord too. I'll go and check in a second. Welcome, Clayton. Martyn, I'm having trouble with joining LucasAids on Discord. My phone wanted me to download a Discord app, which I did, and the invite is there, but having trouble putting in my email. You find it easier to sign up on a computer. You can do it on your mobile, but I don't know what mobile you've got, of course, or whatever, but it's easier on a browser. And you've got to verify your email and your cell phone. Some people get confused by this because they've already set up an account on Discord with the same email and cell phone. They forgot they've done it, and then they're unable to set up a new one. So you need to go and use the old one or cancel it or whatever. But some people forget to do that. Should I be using the computer instead of a phone? You can do it on your phone, but most people say it's easier on a computer. I created a login with Discord app already. Won't let me say in-app purchase not allowed. Won't let me say in-app purchases not allowed. Tidy Big Dog. If you are on YouTube and you cannot buy purchases, you can't do super chats, members, that's because you've got a restricted YouTube account, or your credit card is turned down, or you are signed in with a family YouTube account, which is set for kids. So you can't buy anything. You can't do anything. Maybe you're signed in with your family account, sign out, create your own YouTube account. That might be the reason why you can't do in-app purchases, because you've got a restricted for kids account. David, I used Coinbase once. I saw how much it cost me for one transaction. You can use advanced mode though to reduce the costs. All right, David. Been in rail stock for quite a while. Is it holding great? Thank you, HB4. Same here, David. Canton is pumping, says Alpha. Thank you, David, for all the links. I have no clue what a tax lot is. I need to do some homework. Well, we tell you every day on the show how to do it. You can call in, ask me, and I'll show you how to do it. Or you can go and watch the video. All right, let me show you. Here we go. Go into YouTube up here, and this is what you do. Search bar, Martyn Lucas Investor. For any stock, any ticker, I've done about 300 different ticker symbols. A margin call, tax lots, just type it in. Just type it in. What do you get if you type that in? Boom. How to always win with tax lots. There it is. There's your video. Go and watch it. All right, simple, boom. Are you buying XRP now? I've already bought $30,000. I'm waiting to buy more. Would I buy on the way up? Of course not. Of course not. I was up through the night when Brad Garlinghouse was speaking. I was buying on the way down. Got $30,000.
I can't believe this.
New member. Look, 28,900
has become a member.
New member. I was buying on the way down. Of course I'm not buying on the way up. I'm going to be selling. And all of my members, Discord and Electrum, know exactly how much and at what price I'm selling XRP. To lower my average, not because I'm dollar cost averaging. It's much more complex than that. All my members on Discord know exactly what price I am selling my XRP. And I am. I'm building a position to $100,000 of XRP. So to do that, I buy here, 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 get the lowest level, sell here and here to buy more down below there. That's how I'm getting to 100,000. I don't join a fan club and sit and hold. I always make money. I always get it lower. I always win. There's the trades. There's the wins. Okay. So my XRP, am I buying? No. I'm selling. I've learned so much from this channel, Frank and Muff. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll use my computer. So what is the name request to send to? Here's Discord. Friend request is Martyn Lucas. I am Martyn Lucas on every single social media platform. Why would I be anything else? And I spell my name correctly. I don't mean display name. I mean username. My username is Martyn Lucas, spelled correctly. Not a scammer, Martyn Lucas 123 _ ZXY. Martyn Lucas, spelt correctly. Really simple. Right, I've got through every single question. So now we're going to go back to everybody can comment. I'm now going to wrap this up. I don't know if Sensei is watching or if he wants to go live or anything like that, or any of my team. There's now 3 people on my team. There's Vaz, Sensei, and Casey. If any of you are watching, do you want me to send you this wonderful audience? There's YouTubers going, yeah, give me your audience. No, we only share it in our community because we don't want to send you to bad places. Right, back to subscribers. Let me go over to Discord, see if I can help anybody who's just joined and wants my trades. So let's have a look. Do I have any notifications? I have direct messages. I can't share that on the screen. So let me go and see if anyone has an urgent request. What is this? Pending. Okay, we got some friend requests. I can show you this. So here we go. We've got S. Beale. This was the guy earlier, I think. Has he become a member? If not, we kick him out. Not being rude, that's what it's called on Discord. And remember, we're not here to be scammed or mess around. I haven't got the time. I'm here to help people with one-on-one service. So let me see. Is this person a member? No. Bench, no, he's not. He's just coming in to create havoc. So I can't reply to that one. So that's that one done. We'll kick that person out in a minute. Next one is JP. Let's see if JP is a real person or just wants to annoy everybody. Let's have a look. Do you like the honesty on this show, folks? This is what it's about. You don't want anyone just giving you lip service. You want to win, don't you? Right, JP, there we go. This person is a real member. JP, there he is. I can go to his profile and we can talk directly with each other now, and I'll accept your friend request. There we go. Boom, accept. You are now in the Lucasade Discordians. You know what's going on. Great. Another one. Next one. This is CR3AM. What happened at 3 a.m.? Anything amazing? Let me go and check. I don't accept friend requests from anybody that's larking around. Let's go boom in here. And IC3. No, you're not a member, so we'll have to kick you out. Sorry about that. Clayton. Okay. Let's have a look if Clayton is real. We're here to help people, folks. We're not here to sell your stuff. We're not here to get millions of people to follow us and all that. Clayton. Yep, Clayton is real. There he is. Remember, most people do follow for follows and never follow anybody. People do all kind of stuff to try to grow online, doing nothing, buggering around. We just don't do that. I won't follow you. I'm here when you want my support. That's it. I don't message you and say, buy this or do anything, all right? Accept. Boom. That's Clayton in the Lucasades. I think there was one more, wasn't there? We got a new one. I'm going to go in a second, folks. I'm going to have my breakfast. I'm going to go and spend some time with my wife. I've been up all night. All right, so let's go here. Search for this one. If you want the links to Discord, there it is. There is the YouTube membership. Okay. It will never go up in price, no inflation, and it'll always be the most inexpensive on YouTube, online. Right, unfortunately, no, Boogers AIDS is not real, or I'm sure they're real, but they're just not going to get into the club. Big Mills, last one. The rest will be kicked out later when I get 5 minutes. It'll be done. Last one, members. Here. This is Big Mills. Big Mills is a real member. Fantastic. Big Mills, there you are. Big Mills. Good stuff. Profile. Accept. Big Mills. And as long as you're a member, you remain in the club. If you cancel, then you're out straight away. All right? We don't want to messing and buggering around with that. Okay, there we go. So there's a couple left. These are all people that aren't members. Unfortunately, we can't do nothing about that. I will delete those in a second. Right. Was there any more questions? When are we going to see the buys? I don't see any in Discord. Okay. Well, I haven't placed any this morning. That's why. So where are they in Discord? So if you are in Discord and you've joined properly and you are a member, you'll scroll down here and you'll see Martyn's Trades. Martyn's Trades. There. And I post them there. There was my last trade. I told you I took all my profits from Coca-Cola. I bought the S&P, 30,000 of XRP. Sorry, I bought VU, 30,000 of XRP. I'm now all in Gov. There it is. Look, everyone's tapped the like button. They've all seen it. Look, there you go. They all knew. They all knew what I was going to do ahead of time. I did the trade on the show, so I wasn't when I just sold VU a minute ago. I couldn't tell you about that because I was talking to you and I was doing it as I was on the show, so you saw me do it live. But that's how it works. So what we're going to do now is we're going to end the show, and I'm going to go into here and provide a service for everybody. So watch this. Copy link. Go into, I'm going to tell everybody what my thoughts are on Coca-Cola, just in Discord, and my YouTube Electrum members. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, Premium Lucasades. I'm going to use my call sign. I'm the only person who can use every one. If you try and use it, you'll be banned from the server. It's just for me. And going live in 2 minutes. There you go. There is the link. Whoops-a-daisy. There you go. Join voice. In 2 minutes, I'm going to be live in here discussing with my Lucasades what my thoughts are on Coca-Cola, where I'll buy back, and then I'll be sharing my trades when I've made my calculations. All right? So I click on that there, and you will see loads of people within seconds join. Boom. Look at that. All right? I'll be there in a couple of seconds' time. So let me just do this. I'm going to unmute it. In fact, I'll leave it muted for a second, and I'm going to turn on camera. Okay, guys, Discordians, I'll be with you in 1 moment. I'm just wrapping up the YouTube show, and I'll be with you discussing my trades of the day and what I think about Coca-Cola buying back there. So please stand by. I'll be with you in a moment. You can talk amongst yourselves if you'd like to. Unmute yourselves. You are muted on YouTube, so nobody can hear or see you now. I'm coming off screen, so you can chat amongst yourselves, and I'll be with you in a couple of moments when I end the stream about my next trades. Thank you, guys. Lovely. There's my Discordians waiting for that. So we've done everything. We are out of here. We've answered every single question. Hopefully everyone tapped the like button. Hopefully you're all subscribed. I love you all. Thank you so much for being part of it. 72 countries. Let's have a quick look. Did we get 110,000 subscribers today? Let's have a quick look. We are now at 109,729. Oh, 734. That was quick. 738. Oh my gosh. 741. Look at this. It's going up crazy. Discordians, I'll be with you in a couple of moments. Oh my God, it's rolling around. We're going to hit 110,000 today, and we're growing faster than Mr. Beast did at this level, the biggest YouTuber in the world. So there we go. Thank you ever so much, everyone who took part. Right, what I'm going to do now is send you all over to my extra channel, where we are live 24 hours a day. Now, you may have missed Brad's speech. We recorded it all, and we're going to restream it all for you right now. It says here, people go, is this live? Is this real? Restream today's show. It's literally on the screen, okay? The chat is live, but guess what, folks? Not one single bot, not one single troll. You know why? Because it's 99 cents. That's all it took to keep the scammers out. You can watch for free, listen for free, but if you want to get a replay of today's shows, everything you've missed, but you want to talk to real investors, they're all in here. All these members just joined to be part of today's event. Every day, it runs 24/7, 7 days a week. Discordians, I'll be with you on Discord in 1 moment. I'm just finishing off now. So here we go. This is live on Extra. Live now on Extra. Pin that to the top. Boom. There it goes. Let me make sure the stream is going there. Let's have a quick look. Edit. I'm sure it is, but you never know. No, it's not. Redirect to the Extra channel. There it goes. Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance want me to stream to them. We're not doing that. They're full of ads, corporate sponsorship. We're not doing it. Nope. Oh, yeah, but you get more subscribers. No, Bloomberg TV tried that. It doesn't work. Right, so redirect. We're going there. Boom. So there we go. We're going to Extra. I'm now going to jump in my Discordians and have a conversation with them all. Thank you ever so much for being here. I hope everyone's up to date. We're all making money. We've got a new all-time high, 300,000, 477. Another all-time high. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. From $5,000, and all of my members are winning exactly the same. That's it from me. I'm out of here. I'll see you back later on for the closing bell. Much more stuff. We've got premieres coming up as well. Oh, I've just realized. I do have a premiere from Vaz, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live and promote that later on. We have a eVTOL expert on the show, Vertical Aerospace, big news, and I want to make sure everyone watches it, so I'll come back, promo it, and send everyone to it. But right now, we're going to Extra. Discordians, I'm coming over to you now. That's it from me. You've got the link to Extra. It's in the chat. Come and join us, or be part of Discord if you like. That's it from me. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.